speeds up, right? When he's on third down, he's a 52% completion thrower. He's only, he throws he's thrown 8 interceptions. He's been sacked 50 times. He's fumbled. He's not been able, and he only's gotten 13 first downs in his career on third down. I mean, it's not good. And so for me, he's 2-1 against Buffalo. That's his record, okay? 39-66 in passing, 5.77 yards per play. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been sacked 12 times now. He's run the ball 11 times for 54 yards. He may have to do that. He may have to run with it. But I just don't see how they're going to be. If Buffalo scores 24, how do the Jets get to 20 to get to 17?
Well, can Buffalo score 24? Because the last few times we've seen them play this New York Jets defense, it hasn't gone well for the Buffalo Bills. And you can say like a lot of the Buffalo kind of problems kind of stem back to when they played the Jets in the Meadowlands last season when Allen hurt the elbow near the...
Hi, everybody. Ryan Briggs here on Western Reserve Radio. Mark Means will be joining me coming up 11:15 pregame. Grove City, Susquehanna, first round of the NCAA playoffs at Amos Alonzo Stagg Field in Selinsgrove. Kickoff 12 o'clock. Grove City, its initial foray into the NCAA tournament. A matchup of undefeateds. That's coming up 11:15 with the Andrew DiDonato Show. Kickoff at noon.
With your players, you're going to have to beat them with talent. And I think because they do that, it becomes a problem for Buffalo because Buffalo is what Christopher Sims says and what I said. They run beaters. They just run plays that beat a coverage. They don't have an offense. They never really have because they can't really control the line of scrimmage. I think is where Buffalo has hard time more with the Jets than anything is because their offensive line struggles to block the Jets and they won't run the football. Whereas New England beats the Jets, they rush for 154 yards. It's one game where Mac Jones actually played good in New York. So I think that's the matchup. Yes, I agree. The Jets are a good matchup against Buffalo, but you're going to have to let Wilson throw the ball a little bit to beat him. And I think that's going to be hard. I think that's going to be – look, let me say this. If the Bills lose to the Jets at home or it looks bad, that's not going to be good for McDermott at all. This is one of those where you can't have a bad loss here. We've talked about this on the pod quite a bit. Right, there's sometimes as a head coach, you can't have a bad loss. I thought Arthur Smith's loss in Arizona last week, throwing for 70 yards against a secondary that's one of the worst in football, a pressure rate that's 32nd in the league. That's a bad loss. If you're the general manager and you look at that, right, you can't do that. And if McDermott doesn't play well today, and I think the betting public thinks this is one of those moments the team has to play well, I think it's in trouble. I will say this too, Femi. I thought Josh Allen was great. He took accountability. He took responsibility for Dorsey getting fired. I mean, to me, that's what you want in your best player.
Yeah. To me, I think just like when I look at the market here, and maybe I'm not going to bet the game. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But to me, it would honestly be Jets or pass. And pass is also a fair option just because usually in this spot, when you have a team like Buffalo who's suffered bad losses in consecutive weeks, you get a discount in the market, kind of similar to what we talked about with the Niners last week, where Niners had 3 straight losses. Now they're only 2.5, 3 at Jacksonville because the market's a little bit sour on them because they haven't seen them play that well. Buffalo hasn't played well at all, but you're not getting the discount. You're still getting Buffalo at a premium. I mean, the look ahead on this was 6.5. Now you have to pay even more than that. And this is after they lost to Denver, to where it's like, man, this is like, I don't think I could ever lay it.
But the betting market looks at that win against the Giants as a joke. I mean, the Jets are 1-2 in the last 3 games, but really they should be 0-3.
Yeah.
The Jets haven't had a game where they've had more than 18 first downs all year. They haven't had a game where they've had more than 18 first downs all year. I mean, if you could put cones out there and they're not going to get 18 first downs. And I think a lot of this is basically the Jets historically are a bad road team. They're 24, 39, and 4 on the road since 2015. They don't cover. They don't cover on the road. I mean, everything's and then the head coach is a bad ATS coach and a bad straight-up coach, especially against the AFC East.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of those kind of come together. I mean, I know a lot of people that like the Buffalo Bills here. Russo took the Jets, so I got my Buffalo Bill pom-poms out tomorrow. I'll be rooting like crazy. I mean, You know, I'm going to call Luke Russert up and see if I can join the Bills Mafia for a day.
Exactly. Call up our guy Luke. We'll go ahead and do it. We'll circle the wagons tomorrow in Western New York. But yeah, no, I think, and maybe this ultimately is a pass for me. But yeah, it's an interesting market. I think the side is interesting because you do have two teams that feel like they're on the downward spiral here, both the Jets and the Bills. Maybe it is that loser leaves match that we talk about sometimes here on the Lombardi line. But let's put that game off to the side here. I can't wait to watch that one, honestly. Let's talk about the one in the AFC North, though. That definitely is very high leverage based on what's happened over this past week here. It's the Steelers at the Browns. Cleveland, a 1-point favorite. Over at DraftKings, Michael, Cleveland's now a 2-point favorite. So the betting market is interested in backing Dorian Thompson-Robinson in this spot against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have yet to outgain an opponent so far this season, despite being 6-3. You got that smile on your face. What do you think about this AFC North clash tomorrow in Northeast Ohio?
This is what I would call a right and left brain game. Your right brain's telling you to bet the Browns, right?
Yep.
That the Steelers' numbers look bad, yada, yada, yada. You know, you may get DeJuan Jones, you get the left tackle back, so you're going to get healthy. You know, the defense is going to stop them. They rushed for 55 yards in the last game. Should have won the last game if we don't turn it over. We just hand the ball off 3 times and punt. We'll beat them because Pickett will turn the ball over and we'll dominate them. That's the right brain. The left brain's saying, Mike Tomlin's on the other sideline. They love ugly games. Those tackles can't block. Those tackles can't block the Steelers' pass rush. The Steelers are going to create turnovers. They're going to do exactly what they did the last game. And you're like, okay, who do I listen to, right or left brain? Like, I don't know who to listen to, right? I went back through the game again. The most points the Steelers scored all year was in this game because their defense scored 14, right? The most turnovers they created in the all year this year was 4, is in this game. And then you factor in losing Quan Alexander and losing Kelly Holcomb, the inside linebacker. That's an issue, right? So that's the green dot guy. That's the guy's going to make the calls. And you're worried about that. And so when when the left brain says take Pittsburgh, you're taking Vrabel, but they can't run the ball. You're taking Tomlin, and they can't run the ball. You're taking, Pickett now and a passing game. I don't know. Your right brain says take Cleveland. You're taking Thompson-Robinson, who basically threw for 3.5 yards per attempt in his last start, had 3 interceptions and only 6 first downs against a really good team. I mean, I think the only play is an under here.
Yeah, I mean, the under might be the only play in this game here. And also no Minkah Fitzpatrick as well for the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game. So you talk about all these green dot guys, and then you have Minkah Fitzpatrick, who's the quarterback of the secondary.
Right.
And maybe that's why Pittsburgh was giving up some of those explosive last week against Green Bay, who we saw have no explosive plays. All of a sudden, they're getting chunk yardage in the passing game.
Yeah, I mean, and look, let's face it. The Steelers, they have now 6 one-score wins. I mean, they just know how to win ugly. And that's something that's hard to duplicate. There's confidence. They can't wait to get the game into the fourth quarter. I'm telling you, if Watson played or if Thompson-Robinson plays, it's not going to matter. The game's going to look exactly the same. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly.
I mean, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he got all the reps in practice this week, maybe.
Corner, could it look good? They ran for 55 yards in the last game. Remember, Chubb got hurt in that game, right? And so they were going to run. Now, they ran for 178 against Baltimore. See, the difference is you can't run the ball on Cleveland. It's hard to – Pittsburgh's going to have a hard time running the ball. So where's Pittsburgh get their offense from?
T.J. Watt. That's where they get their offense from.
I think that's right. I think that's the right answer.
Yeah, is there an anytime touchdown score, TJ Watt, that we can bet in this game perhaps? The total's at 33. It looks like it's a preseason game, to be honest, when you look at the side and the total. But it's a fun game nonetheless, and a game that actually has a lot of implications for the AFC North and the AFC wild card as well. All right, we'll get to the Lombardi look ahead next here on the Draft.
Now Martha Stewart for Skechers.
When I make a dish or embark on a craft project, I always use the finest, most fabulous ingredients and materials. Which is why, when it comes to footwear, I love Skechers. Because Skechers is the comfort technology company and uses the most luxurious, innovative materials and designs to make wondrously comfortable footwear with all the fits and features like Arch Fit and Skechers' world-famous air-cooled memory foam. It's exactly the way I'd make shoes.
Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
At Ulta Beauty's Black Friday sale, I get up to 50% off all week long on over 500 can't-miss deals. Starting November 19th, shop 40% off stunning Morphe eyeshadow palettes and 50% off select Tula skincare products. Plus, starting Tuesday, shop $12 mascaras from brands like Tarte, Benefit, and Fenty, and $12 lippies from brands like Lancome and Kylie Cosmetics. Hurry in store or place your online pickup order today. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
The diehards.
What's the deal with the beware of moose signs every 5 miles? I didn't see a moose.
The moose moved out long ago. They're like, this place is freezing cold. I don't like it.
There's no moose in Maine. It's a hyperbole. It's an exaggeration. There's no moose.
When I saw those bumper stickers, I thought it was a joke. Like, beware of moose. Like, imagine that. Imagine if you saw an animal living outside in this Arctic tundra. I thought it should be like, beware of penguins.
The Diehards, weeknights from 8 to 10 Eastern on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-401-1270. 800-401-1270. 800-401-1270. That's 800-401-1270.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love. Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
This is Brett Musburger, and you've got the best of both worlds. VSiN programming on the Sports Map Radio Network.
This is the Lombardi Line with former NFL executive Michael Lombardi. Now here is your host, Timmy Abebefe, on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Become a VSiN Pro subscriber today and get a daily email recapping all the best bets from our show hosts and guests. You'll also get unlimited access to our VSiN.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
This afternoon at high noon in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, history will be made as the Grove City College football team takes part in the NCAA Division III playoffs for the first time as the 10-0 Wolverines, ranked number 16 in the country, take on the number 9 team in the country, Susquehanna, 10-0 and champions of the Landmark Conference. But first, it's time for this playoff edition of the Andrew DiDonato Show here on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio. Hi, everybody. Ryan Briggs here, along with Grove City College head football coach Andrew DiDonato. Coach, we always like doing this Week 11 stuff. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Bonus football is always special, so glad we have some extra time together.
The Wolverines closing the regular season last week, a 31-0 win at Teal in the 39th Mercer County Cup game. Grove City retaining possession of the Cup, and another outstanding day for the Grove City defense. 7 sacks total, holding Teal to 56 total offensive yards, 14 rushing yards. When the defense plays like that, that gives you a really good shot at winning a football game, Coach.
Absolutely, and we, obviously you go through the course of the game, and you can just see how the flow of the game's going. That you're playing well, specifically, Saturday just defensively. But when you get to the end and see some of the statistics of total yards, rushing yards, sacks, just pretty amazing. And I think we're our strength is our run defense. That's been a strength all year, but to consistently hold teams to the rushing totals we have, especially over the last month, has been remarkable. And with the sacks, I mean, Ben Bladel leading the crew, 4 sacks in one game. I mean, that's just pretty special. A lot of guys would love to have 4 sacks in a season, and here he is doing it in one outing. So just so proud of the defense and what they're doing week in and week out, which is why we're in the position we are.
Ben Bladel, 4 sacks, tying the single-game record set by Mark Ferguson in the 1998 finale at Muhlenberg. Also, Ben now 15 sacks on the year, tying the single-season record set by Mark Ferguson back in 1998 also. Mark went on and won a new car on The Price is Right a few years later. We'll have to see if Ben will be on playing Plinko on TV here at some point. But also, all kidding aside, there's not a whole lot of joking around when it comes to Ben Bladel playing defensive football. 21 tackles for loss. That ties the single-season record set by Jonathan Forbes, a teammate of your brother's back in 2001. Now, Dr. Jonathan Forbes. So Ben Bladel, 4 sacks. Bryce Spolnick, who's had a great junior year, 2 more sacks. Dom Magliocco, another interception. The defense putting up big numbers in terms of statistics, etc. Offensively, Clayton Parrish. He loves playing in the Mercer County Cup. The Mercer County native, 3 more touchdowns, giving him 52. If he played Teal every week, he might break R.J. Bauer's career touchdown record. But always fun to see the ground game going with him. And Nico Flatty, a 1,000-yard rusher for the season, the PAC rushing champion. He was over 100 yards again. Stop the run, run the ball. That's always a good recipe.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. Just as we get to the end of the year and we prepare for all conference, those things, you look at the end-of-season statistics once you get through the last game. And to have 2 running backs that both lead the conference in a category, Nico, the rushing champion, only running back to go over 1,000 yards. And based how I saw the statistics, Clayton was the only running back in the conference to go double-digit rushing touchdowns with 13. So you have 2 guys there, in Nico and Clayton, that one leads the league in rushing yardage, a separate one in rushing touchdowns. Just the duo that they are, how they complement each other. Like you said, that's how you get to 10-0. You stop the run, and you're able to run the football, and certainly our offensive line, fullbacks, another just amazing outing, and receivers getting inside. That's something I probably don't talk about enough. Ryan Heckathorn, Ryan Lenhart, Scott Frazier, all these guys coming in. Obviously, our line fullbacks, unbelievable in what they do, but those receivers do a lot to help our run game do what it does on a week in and week out basis. So just another great outing by everybody in the run offense as well.
When we talk about the size of the wide receivers, it's kind of become the recipe, if you will. Big receivers, Scott Frazier, Heckathorn, Lenhart, those 3 coming to mind. Of course, in the past, Cam Drake and Cody Gustafson, they were not, they weren't lightweights either. But when you have big physical guys like that on the outside, they're able to, whether it's coming inside or blocking somebody downfield, a little more oomph in the rear blocking somebody downfield.
Yeah, we've talked about in the past, identity, doing what you're best at, and that's an identity we found a couple years ago. A lot of times people, maybe not a lot of times, but I know when people watch us, they just expect, Grove City, they like these big receivers to go jump up and catch the ball. Well, yeah, that's a benefit. But a major reason that we like big receivers is they play like tight ends. Scott Frazier played some tight end in high school. Ryan Heckathorn did play tight end in high school. Ryan Lenhart, same thing. Not that you have to be that. I mean, we have other guys. Look at what Daniel Sullivan's doing on the outside. But when you have the big receivers, yes, it can provide matchup nightmares in the pass game just with their size. But I think they're one of the best attributes of them is having the physicality and size to block people within the box.
Grove City closing the regular season with a win last week, going to 10-0, the first 10-win season in program history. When you've been playing football since 1892, as Grove City has, the opportunity to do something that's never been done before, that's hard because there have been a lot of firsts in 130-plus years. But to complete that 10-0 gauntlet and an outright PAC championship, first outright conference title since 1997, again, more football to be played, hopefully, more beyond this week as well, but certainly a very significant accomplishment.
Yeah, it's, just a whirlwind, just this whole season, but to be where we're at, you accomplished something you've never done before. One of the things I always look at there, and we talk about a lot brick by brick, is a lot of people had to lay bricks for you to get to this point. And, one of the things we always love to do, especially with the end of the year thinking on and getting texts from different individuals, is all of those who laid bricks but didn't get to enjoy the fruit of what they laid. But these guys coming alongside, laying those bricks to get over the hump, win the PAC, be in the NCAA tournament. We couldn't be more excited, and it was pretty special seeing that name Grove City there in the national playoff bracket, that's for sure.
And we, and we will talk about the NCAA playoffs and Susquehanna and so forth in our second segment. Of course, the Wolverines also retained possession of the Mercer County Cup, always a big deal. Grove City leading the Cup Series now 27-12. A lot of smiles, a lot of pictures. That never gets old, seeing the seniors holding the cup. I had a few guys, like I know C.J. Otwell holding it. I think he snuck into he was in the picture last year with the fifth-year guys and so forth. Some guys getting the double dip. That's okay, certainly, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something, too. It's, like we always say, first thing I tell the team at the end of every game that we, come out victorious is congratulations on winning a college football game, because it matters and it's hard to do. And anytime you're playing for a trophy, there's some extra, excitement there on both sides. And to be able to have the cup, get those pictures, make those memories, guys getting to do it for a second time, it was certainly special.
That's a look back at last week's win over Teal. Shifting gears now, the All-PAC football teams released Thursday night through a special video from the PAC Sports Network. Randy Gore, Jared Barton, and crew doing a great job with that. And, Coach, not surprisingly, a lot of Grove City names, 17 total all-conference honorees, be it first team, second team, or honorable mention. And we won't go through into deep detail on everybody, but starting off with some individual awards. And Defensive Player of the Year in the PAC, Ben Bladel, 15 sacks, 21 tackles for loss. The blocked punt touchdown against Bethany, blocked a kick against Waynesburg. I would have to think that probably was not a real difficult vote for the PAC coaches this year.
No, I mean, Ben clearly obviously won the award. There was, a lot of great defensive players in this league, and certainly an honor to get that recognition. One of the things I look at for a player of the year, obviously the statistics are unbelievable. Leading the league in sacks, tackle for loss, being amongst the top in the country, forced fumbles, leading the conference. But you always look at a defense. Any player of the year should be somebody that makes the opponent have to game plan differently. And that's what Ben did this year very clearly. When you watch our games and watch what teams do, prior to playing us, is when Ben stepped on the field, they had to change their protection. They had to account for him in different ways, not send their running backs out because they need to help him on protection. So Ben, very deserving, and definitely is everything a player of the year should be, and what he did and how he affected opponent offenses this season.
And the President's Athletic Conference Coach of the Year, Andrew DiDonato. Coach, congratulations. I know that it probably makes you a bit uncomfortable, but I'll brag on you. You and the staff, what a great job the last several years. Congratulations to you and the coaching staff. Terrific accomplishment. Second time in your career you've been anointed PAC Coach of the Year, and very well deserved in this broadcaster's opinion.
No, thank you for the kind words, and you said it. I mean, I always use the phrase for stuff like this, each of us needs all of us, and just very blessed to have an amazing staff to work with each and every day, great people, all around, yourself, Coach Gibson, our AD, President McNulty, so many others, and then certainly blessed with a lot of great football players who are well recognized in this voting.
Yeah, just a look quickly before we get into the individual or who actually was all PAC. The newcomer of the year in the league, newcomer of the year, David Williams, cornerback at Allegheny, and the offensive player of the year, quarterback from W&J, Jacob Pugh, who a lot of great offensive players. We saw him here, and he single-handedly nearly led them to victory here, but the key word nearly. But Williams, we saw him at Allegheny, a big piece of their future, and Jacob Pugh at W&J. What a fabulous year he had, and what a tough competitor.
Yeah, David Williams, many people might not recognize just because it's a freshman, and secondary, sometimes they're not in the press as much, but unbelievable corner. He's going to be a headache for opposing offenses for years to come. But no, Jake Pugh, just the season he put together, I mean, anyone who was at our game saw what he did, just unbelievable, and he did it all year, and dual threat quarterback, and there's a lot of excitement about him coming into this season, and he certainly lived up to everything that was expected.
Turning our attention now to the Grove City honorees on the first team, we'll start on defense, and one at each level of the defense. Bryce Spolnick, First team at defensive line, at defensive end. Ben Blado, of course, Defensive Player of the Year. That probably means you'll be first team at linebacker also. And then Gabe Dunlap at cornerback, first team All-PAC. Having 3 guys first team on a defense that ranked among the tops in the PAC in many categories. 3 young men very well deserved of that accolade.
Yeah, we talked about Ben and a lot already, but then Bryce Spoltnick in front of him. And, one of the things we ask our D linemen to do a lot is, eat up offensive linemen, defeat 2 so that linebackers like Ben can run free. Bryce certainly did that, but just made a lot of noise of his own. I mean, getting in on sacks, tackles for loss. We just talked about W&J, really made the key play to cause a fumble there at the end against the Offensive Player of the Year to help us secure that victory. Unbelievable season up front for him. Then Gabe Dunlap at corner, boundary corner for us. You're in one-on-one situations a lot, and he just completely delivered, and certainly the opposing offenses and coaches recognize that in this honor.
It's been great to see Gabe healthy because he hadn't been healthy, certainly not last year and even the year before, maybe not at 100%, but to see him playing the way that that we all knew he could when he went healthy, it's been a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, no, he just, we talked about last year, obviously we never make excuses, complain. We find ways, but losing a starting corner last year, especially with Gabe's caliber, there was just some moving around. We moved different people to different positions, but having him healthy, available, and also playing at the high level Gabe can, certainly has made a major difference for us this season.
We go to the offensive side of the ball. Up front, Vinny Laprie, Brady Brungard, both first-team All-PAC on the offensive line. Vinny, of course, an All-American, All-Region at guard. Brady Brungard, his first-team honor at the center position. Those 2 young men, they make a great foundation for a fine offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, when you have 11 teams in the league and there's 5 offensive line spots, it's hard to be first team. But I don't know in my time here, and I'd have to go back and look, I don't remember a team having 2 offensive linemen recognized on the first unit. So just to give you a sense of how dominant this group has been, to have 2 of the 5 spots be our guys is just incredible. Just shows, obviously, Vinny is well known in the conference and what he's accomplished, especially being an All-American. But Brady Brungard is an unbelievable season, does so much up front, just that people wouldn't realize, communicating, making checks, but for him to get recognized for what's put on film is well-deserved, and just a testament to what our offensive line has accomplished.
And then on the outside, Scott Frazier at receiver. Of course, Scott, number 2 all-time at Grove City in receptions and receiving yards. And the 2 guys that joined him at first-team receiver, Declan O'Brien from Allegheny, who led the country in receiving for much of the season, and John Peduzzi from W&J, who led the league in scoring this year with, I believe, 16 touchdown catches. And Scott being right up there with them, statistically, production-wise, significance in this offense. Scott Frazier, back-to-back outstanding years for the Knock High product.
Yeah, and I think certainly statistics play a factor in all conference, but I think with Scott, one thing that other voters would have noticed is just how clutch in the biggest moments. We win a game in overtime, he makes the touchdown catch to make it happen. We win the next game against top 15 team in the country, and we win 21-14. He ended up what ended up being the game difference touchdown. And then the next week we're down 7 in the fourth quarter, and all he does is catch a touchdown to tie it and catch a touchdown to win it. So he at his best in the biggest moments, which is what a first-team performer should be. Looking
at the second team, 2 guys on offense, 1 on defense, and then in special teams, Caleb Keekley, first year as the kicker. Of course, coming into the season, having replaced Nick Morrow, essentially a 5-year starter at kicker. And Caleb this year had another great game at Teal, 37-yard field goal, 4 for 4 on extra points. Caleb Keekley, second-team All-PAC kicker. He's had really has filled that role quite well this year.
Yeah, and as we transition, I may not have mentioned yet. If I did, I'll just repeat it. But Nico Flatty, also first team.
Oh, yes, Nico Flatty. How
running back.
The leading rusher in the league, and I whiffed on him. I even have him highlighted here, Coach.
We always say everything's for our good. At our banquet, I always say whenever we miss someone, they get special attention. So it's a good thing. So if we miss Nico, we'll give him special attention.
Yes. Sorry, Nico. I don't think he's going to be listening. I hope he's not listening at the moment. Maybe afterwards on or something. But
yeah, but you mentioned Russian champ leading it over 1,000 yards. And one of the things that's special too is consistently getting 5 to 6, making the 3 yards runs 6 yard runs, making the 4 yard runs 7 to 8 yards by extending plays. And, it was pretty clear to everybody that he was the top getter, and I believe the only running back on the first team. So, I mean, think about it. There's only one running back this year on the first team all-conference unit, because even the all-purpose player was a receiver. So one running back recognized, that being Nico at first team, just shows that everyone considers him the best running back in the conference.
Nico Flatty, one of the 7 first-teamers, along with Vinny Lepre, Brady Brungard, Scott Frazier, Bryce Spodek, Ben Bladel, and Gabe Dunlap. Now for the second team.
Caleb Kuechly.
Caleb was busy kicking extra points, in large part due to Nico's running.
Yeah, I mean,
I tied it together.
He had big shoes to fill. Very few people in the history of college football have replaced a 5-year starter due to COVID and the extra year, and he stepped right in, consistent in extra points, hit some big field goals. I mean, I think about that W&J game. That doesn't happen unless he hits a huge field goal there in the second half. But we've had a top, we call it missile unit, but kickoff unit this year. Amazing coverage, but helps you a lot when your quarterback or your kicker can consistently put it down within the 5-yard line. So Caleb, just amazing season. Glad to see him get recognized.
You mentioned quarterback Logan Pfeiffer, second team All-PAC quarterback. The first teamer was Jake Pugh, Offensive Player of the Year. But Logan, he doesn't necessarily put up big numbers all the time based on the way that Grove City plays offense, but like you mentioned, when the chips are down, he comes up big.
He does, and that's exactly it. Same thing I said about Scott, I'll echo about Logan. He had our 3 games in September, Case Western, CMU, W&J. Those were 3 one-score wins. Accounted for 7 touchdowns with 0 turnovers in those games, 0 interceptions. I mean, awesome. Game-winning touchdown drive and pass to beat Case, the game-deciding touchdown CMU, down 7, game-winning touchdown drive, and through the touchdown to tie it, tying drive, but then the game-winning drive, another touchdown pass to win it. Again, I think the best thing you can say about a quarterback, he was at his best when it mattered most.
Rob Tamburino at fullback, second team, second straight year. Good to see a guy like that who doesn't really put up in terms of receptions or rushing or anything. Really, in fact, no stats, but his stats are Nico Flatty, Clayton Parrish, Joey Guida, Ian DeMary getting a lot of rushing yardage.
Yeah, I chuckle as you say that, because when you're in a category that's fullback, tight end, H-back, and you get all conference and you have not recorded one statistic catching the football, that just gives you a picture of how well respected of a run blocker he is. I mean, he's an extra O lineman on the field, and certainly the other coaches recognize what he does as well.
Don Magliocco in the secondary had another interception on Saturday against Teal. Of course, had the interception at the end to clinch the win over W&J. Second team All-PAC. Great to see one of the Wolverines' co-captains recognized with this great honor.
Yeah, absolutely. And we pause for a second.
Yeah. Probably word cap.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, but okay, we'll come back in. Coach Don Magliocco in 3, 2, 1. So Don Magliocco, second team All-PAC, a great honor for one of the Wolverine co-captains.
Yeah, and you saw it on Saturday at a big interception to give us great field position deep in Teal territory. And those are the plays that he's made, 3 interceptions on the season, big ones in that. But him consistently making tackles at 0 to 2 yards. I mean, we are one of the best rush defenses we have been the last several years, and a big part of that is our safeties making tackles at the line of scrimmage, and Dom has done that consistently. Been an amazing leader for us all year. Glad he was able to get that recognition.
And then Gabe Dunlap, first team at corner, second team All-PAC as a return man, and he was what a great year he had returning kickoffs all year. Had the punt return for a touchdown against St. Vincent, but again, we talk about Gabe being healthy, and we saw it certainly in the return game.
Yeah, I believe we're first in the conference in punt return average and kick return average, and Gabe does all of our returning. So glad he was recognized in one category as first team, because he certainly is all conference just on his special teams. Well, obviously second team as a returner duties alone, but got the first team recognition on defense, gets the second team here. But when you lead the conference in both of those units, return average, and it's the same guy returning the ball on both, he should be recognized, and glad he was in 2 spots here.
On honorable mention, offensive lineman Dalton Fort, Nate Brady. So 4 of the 5 starters up front getting all conference honors. And the 5th guy, Dylan Lane, second team last year, injured late in the season. And then on defense, Kobe Bonanno at nose tackle, Jack Jolly at middle linebacker, Ryan Fleming at linebacker, and then also Clayton Parrish, who the initial list they sent out had him as a DB, which is not correct, but Clayton at running back too. Those guys all certainly great to see those guys recognized too, including seniors, Clayton Parrish, Ryan Fleming, 5th-year guys, Nate Brady in there as well. Guys that played really well all season for the Wolverines.
Absolutely, and I think you said it at the beginning, 17 guys recognized. Obviously, we talked about the first and second teams a lot. You mentioned all the honorable mentions, just talking about them collectively. To get 17 guys recognized, it means you've won a lot of games, if not all of them, and that's what we did, and why all of them well-deserved getting recognized by the conference.
That's a look back at last week and the all-PAC teams. When Coach and I come back, we'll talk about today's opponent. Susquehanna, the Riverhawks, 10-0, back in the NCAA playoffs for the second straight year. The Riverhawks are 10-0 also. We'll talk about them when we come back. We'll take a quick break, come back after this. You're listening to the Andrew DiDonato Show on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Welcome back to the Andrew DiDonato Show here on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio as we approach kickoff at noon. Grove City, Susquehanna, the first round of the NCAA playoffs. I'm Ryan Briggs, joined by Grove City head coach Andrew DiDonato. Coach, Susquehanna 10-0, a team that has certainly been on the radar for a number of years now in Pennsylvania Division III football, really throughout the eastern half of the United States. They were 10-0 Centennial Conference champions last year. Their primary conference, the Landmark Conference, starting football this year. Susquehanna, the first Landmark champion. And all around, this is a really, really good football team.
Absolutely. I mean, anyone who follows Division III football well aware of Susquehanna. They've been, in the tournament last year. Has had a lot of success and big wins over the last several years, beating top teams in the country, and then themselves, being top 25 all year, being top 10 in the country currently. Just a storied program, and has been here before, and here they are again. So, obviously a great football team, which you expect to play when you get to the first round of the playoffs.
Susquehanna, a rugged non-conference schedule because the way the league set up 7 teams. They only had 6 league games, but their first 3 games this year at Bridgewater, who went 7-3, 51-19 win down at Bridgewater. Brockport State, who is always double tough, a 6-5 win, a field goal at the end of the game to win that one. And then the next week at Cortland, a 38-35 win. Cortland is in the NCAA tournament at 9-1 as champions of the Empire 8. And then a win also over Western New England, who I believe was playing in one of the New England Bowls. This team, much like Grove City, really tested in the first half of the season.
Yeah, honestly, there's so many similarities between us and them, and then this is the first point that I would say similar is in September, beat the teams as far as final record-wise that were the best teams that they played all year, tested early. When you beat Cortland, another team in the NCAA playoffs, just remarkable. Obviously, a huge win against Brockport as well. So had those big wins, but similar to what we did, which I think is in some regards, I don't know about just as difficult, but still very difficult, is sustaining that, and having no let-up, playing still great football through October and games where then you're expected to win after you have those big wins early on. And as a great football team should, they sustained it, were able to finish with a perfect record and be sitting here at 10-0 in the NCAA playoffs.
A couple of other similarities schedule-wise. The Riverhawks also had an open date in Week 10. And in Week 11, they won a trophy game over Lycoming, 49-10, winning the Amos Alonzo Stag Hat Trophy over Lycoming. So, again, Grove City, of course, off in Week 10. Week 11, winning the Mercer County Cup. So, again, another parallel. Football-wise, the one thing that really jumps out in terms of another parallel, Susquehanna likes to run the ball and likes to stop the run. 244 rushing yards per game this season, and giving up only 80 per game, holding opponents to 2.7 yards per carry. Numbers very similar to what the Wolverines like to do. I take it that's probably one of the first things that jumps off of film when you look at Susquehanna?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where I said, very similar. Number one, the schedule. Number two, offensive philosophy. They really love to run the football. I mean, that's obviously the statistics show that, a big reason for their success. And, one thing that is different is utilizing the quarterback in the run. I mean, their quarterback is a huge piece to them being able to run the football. And whereas for us, we're going to use multiple backs where, certainly they have a feature back who's done amazing things, number 22, but their quarterback, they run him a lot. So similar in how much we want to run the football, but a little different schematically in how we go about it.
Tommy Grabowski leading Susquehanna, 963 yards, 13 touchdowns. Grabowski, 6 feet, 200. He's a sophomore. Then the quarterback, Josh Ehrlich, 6'1", 195, a sophomore. As Coach said, big part of the running game, 792 yards and 8 touchdowns. So between the two of them, 1,700-plus yards, 21 touchdowns. Are they a lot of spread, or is it option, or how are they incorporating the quarterback into the running game?
Yeah, multiple formations. They do, they mix it up. Certainly they spread you out. They'll even go empty at times. So again, something that we don't do, that at least teams that have seen us we haven't done much, maybe 1 or 2 times all year. But they'll really spread you out at times, and then if you want to spread out when they put those 5 wide receivers, he'll run. But then they get into similar formations than we do. They'll bring in some extra tight ends, H-backs, things of that nature. But very dangerous though scrambling. He obviously can make all the throws on the run, but the danger of a quarterback who likes to throw on the run, that he sees that opening, he'll take off. And so a lot of his mileage also just comes through called pass plays that he sees an opening and takes off. So just a lot to prepare for.
Ehrlich has thrown for 1,472 yards this year, 13 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He's completed over 68% of his passes. Kyle Howes, junior wide receiver, 58 catches, 780 yards, and 9 touchdowns. But there are 7 different men who have double-digit catches this year for Susquehanna. The Riverhawks, the run-to-pass balance in terms of plays is about probably about 65-35, doing some quick mental math here. But from an X and O standpoint, are they comparable to anybody that the Wolverines have played this year?
Offensively, I mean, similar to everybody. I think defensively, I think there's specific example of who they reflect. Just from an offensive standpoint, honestly, think about W&J. We talked about the player of the year in our conference, what made him dangerous, his ability to throw and run. And there's actually connection, because he's their quarterback. Actually, his brother played at W&J, who gave us headaches for years.
Yeah, Ehrlich, yes.
But, instead of giving team comparisons for them, I think most importantly would just be just player comparisons. I think their quarterback, would remind me, for people who are watching, for the first time, seeing Susquehanna, would remind me just of W&J and what they do with their quarterback position. Another thing is they have a dangerous receiver. Number 5, Kyle Howes. He significantly more receiving yards than anybody else, so similar to us in that regard sometimes when we have that, but just so fast. Think the Allegheny, who would have games of 200-plus yards, just speed, getting behind people, taking a 5-yard throw, taking it 65. Just a very dangerous receiver when he gets the ball in his hands. So I'd say comparisons, quarterback to W&J, and then they have a receiver like the first-team all-conference receiver, Declan O'Brien, we saw this season.
Looking at the Susquehanna defense, on paper, at least they list a 3-man front. Is it is it the classic 3-4 or 3 something or other?
More the latter. No, there is a base odd front, but they will not play. A lot of times when you see an odd front, it's like, hey, a nose right over top the center. And, well, no, he'll be shaded in that odd front. So in their base structure, I would compare them a little bit to Case Western. But then they stem, which means move at the last second to get into an even front and move their D-line around, and that's W&J. So maybe a base defense, I would imagine, would be Case Western Reserve when they first install their defense, but what they eventually get to is a lot of what W&J gave us. So I would say those are their two comparables to teams in our league.
Jake Schulte, 6'3", 220-pound senior defensive end, 4.5 sacks, 9.5 tackles for loss. The weak side linebacker, Drew Robinson, 210-pound senior, leading the team with 58 tackles. This is a team that has forced 25 turnovers this year, 2.5 takeaways per game. That's always a good recipe for success.
Yeah, no, they are very impressive what they've been able to put together. Like I said, very similar just to what we were able to do. Obviously we talked about run the ball. They like to run the ball. Their run defense has been stout. Teams have been a difficult time to run. But what really impresses me is their secondary. I mean, their secondary is probably as good as we've seen. That's for sure. And, able to go and man coverage quite a bit and man up. Big part of that is those guys in front, because how well they can, do what they do. And the run is you got to load up the box sometimes and then have guys just be able to play man coverage on the back end. And certainly they have the guys to do it, and they've been doing it at a high level all season.
At the safety, or they call him Hero, which is the old strong safety at Penn State way back in the glory days. For those of us that grew up as Penn State fans, they always call the strong safety the Hero. But Keith Green III, he's been heroic back there. 6'1", 187 pass breakups, 1 interception, but also 4 fumble recoveries this year. Obviously, Keith Green wearing number 1, a guy that's probably always around the football.
Yeah, he is. He's, make plays. We talked about Dom making plays down in the run at the line of scrimmage. He's able to do that, but just all over the field, too, in the pass. So just somebody you always got to be aware of.
And then special teams kicker Christian Colasurdo. He's a junior, and it's not often at our level that you see a kicker leading a team in scoring, especially a team that is as proficient offensively as is Susquehanna. But Colasurdo is 10 field goals this year, 10 of 14, with a long of 40. 80 points total, 50 of 53 on extra points, kicked the game winner to beat Brockport 6-5 back in week 2. And much like Caleb Keekley for Grove City, he certainly is a real weapon for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, no, he is. And again, you talk about being 10-0 and in playoff football, you got to be great in all 3 phases. We talked about the O, we talked about the D, and similar to us, we've had, in my opinion, our best special team season since I've been here. And actually, and Christian's a big part of it. When you put the statistics next to each other of kickoff coverage average, Grove City, Susquehanna, punt return average, it's identical. I mean, Coach Bress put that for our guys Monday night because we know we've been playing special teams at a high level. Well, so have they. I mean, it is almost identical what we've been able to do in the special teams units. Having a great kicker is a big part of that, and just their special teams units as a whole have been great all season.
And Dominic Bourgeois also doing some kicking off for them, 12 touchbacks this year for him. He is a freshman. Coach, one of the things there are a lot of things about this game that are different. Obviously, it's a playoff game. Win, you go to the round of 16. You don't win, collecting helmets and jerseys on Monday. Roster limits. Each team can only dress 58 men. And I'm sure that when you and the coaching staff, again, that's not a secret. The limit was in place for the bowl games in recent years too. But when you and the coaching staff are getting together, obviously there are a lot of guys that are, automatics. We know Ben Bladel is going to be on the 58. Vinny Lepre is, and so forth. There's probably about 45 to 50 guys that are automatic right away. There's some guys who are maybe injured for the season that we're not going to have them, that they are not. But I'm sure probably those last 7, 8, 9 roster spots, probably some tough decisions and some tough conversations. I'm sure that's, probably one of the things that's the least fun about getting ready for a playoff game is the fact that a couple guys who maybe play some or certainly in line to play don't because of positional needs, right?
Yeah, I mean, like everything we've ever experienced in this program, something anyone who's heard me talk about the program, the first thing I always like to talk about is vision. I think vision solves a lot of problems. And as soon as we completed 10-0 in a PAC championship, we said, because when we say compete for a PAC championship, it's not saying, hey, we're going to go win the pack, year one. It's every decision we make is what puts us in the best position to win a PAC title. So I told the guys after TO, it's compete for a national championship. Now, what's that mean? Every decision we make, there's no other factor of what puts us in the best position to win a national championship and win in the national playoffs, obviously, right now. So with that, no other factors went into it. Just then, hey, if does a third fullback help us win, or does the seventh receiver? That's it. Based off what could happen, injuries, and so that's what led to it. We're at a spot with our roster that there's more guys not dressing than are, and but no other factor went into it than what do we need to win right now, and that's how we decided that.
And I'm sure that those probably are some tough calls, like you mentioned. An extra fullback or another defensive lineman or a linebacker, so forth. Special teams, no doubt, being a big factor. Who can, who's a backup on the kick or on the units, or who could punt in an emergency, something like that, or could long snap. I'm sure it's a very, I guess you'd say it's a very complex process. It's not just where we're taking these guys and that's it. It's I'm sure that there are a lot of things to evaluate.
Correct, and special teams is a huge part of that. Is just who's practiced what, who's ready to go there. So a lot of factors into it. But for us, it honestly didn't take that long. It just came back to who's going to help us win in the national playoffs and win against Susquehanna. And, we were able to do that pretty quickly after we found out. We took care of that Monday. And, I think all of our guys, great week of practice. Even guys aren't traveling, were unbelievable just in practicing. So, we know everyone has gotten us ready for this game.
And the thing, too, is if you win this one, you move on. Maybe a guy that was number 60 this week, maybe depending on how things shake out, he has a good week of practice this week, stays ready to go. Maybe he's dressed next week.
Correct. That's it. And who knows, too? I mean, injuries happen in practice. Obviously, you never want that. But even, leading up to it, guys got to be ready and they knew that once we announced the roster. We tried to announce that early in the week as possible. But something could happen at any point, and someone's ready to step in because you can actually change your 58. I believe it's up till even, an hour before, something like that. So even if someone gets sick on Friday night, you never know.
Yeah.
Someone can be ready to step in, and so certainly everyone needs to be ready.
What do the Wolverines need to do to go to Susquehanna, take on this outstanding opponent, and advance to the round of 16?
Offense, run the football, establish that early. When you have chance to make big plays in the pass, make sure we make them. Defensively, shut down the run, limit all explosive plays in the pass, win the field position battle. That's the recipe that got us here, and that's the recipe that we'll need to beat a great team in Susquehanna.
Coach, it's always fun doing this. I hope we do it again next week. I hope we're making arrangements around Thanksgiving and so forth. But, Coach, thank you for your time this week. Congratulations on a great regular season. The Coach of the Year award, 10-0. We've won 10. Let's why not make it 11?
Absolutely. Thanks, Briggsy.
That's Grove City College head football coach Andrew DiDonato. This has been the Andrew DiDonato Show. Coming up next, Mark Means and I will have the call from Selinsgrove, the first ever NCAA football playoff for the Grove City Wolverines. And it comes up next on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
Here's that song again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cray, cray.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
From Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, and the Alemus Alonzo Stagg Field at Doug Arthur Stadium, the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio is on the air. Mark Means, Ryan Briggs, as we are moments away from the first ever playoff appearance for the Grove City College Wolverines.
Man, this is a lot of fun, Mark, and of course, getting ready to tee it up here. The captains meeting at midfield. Grove City, Susquehanna, 8th all-time meeting, first since 1975. Two 10-0 teams. A game that really has the attention of just about everybody in Division III. One of the premier matchups here in the first round. A lot of you talk to everybody. It really just appears. You look at the paper, the papers, the stats, everything. Just what an even matchup on paper. The schedules are so. I mean, these teams, other than the jersey colors, are different. Very, very similar. Should be a lot of fun today. Big factor, I think, today, Mark, is going to be the wind. Now, granted, both teams are run-oriented, but they're going to be the kicking game, passing game, etc. We were up here before the game looking at the goalposts to the left. The flags are blowing one way, blowing the other way at the opposite end. The wind has been swirling down on the field, very strong. It's certainly going to be a factor today. I think most notably in kicking, punting, but something to keep an eye on. Otherwise, weather is beautiful. 50, very few clouds here. Sun-splashed Saturday in Selinsgrove.
Yeah, absolutely. A beautiful day and quite the representation from the Grove City athletic family. The stands across the way from us, I don't know if there is an empty seat available.
No, there's not. They're having to squeeze some more people in there, and those are not small bleachers across the way. So it'll be Grove City presumably receiving the ball to begin the game as Susquehanna winning the toss and deferring. But yeah, the stands across the way, it's a large seating area. This is a good-sized facility here, and a lot of red and white across the way. At last look, the Grove City fans may have outnumbered the Susquehanna fans. They were coming in from their morning tailgate and whatnot. But it feels, as I say, it's not a bowl game, but it feels like a bowl game. You look at me, the crowd's about 50-50, a lot of enthusiasm. This is a big-time atmosphere here at Susquehanna. Susquehanna going for its first playoff win since 1991. And, of course, Grove City making its initial foray into NCAA postseason play.
When you talk about the Riverhawks, you start with their quarterback, Josh Ehrlich, the sophomore, just under 1,500 yards through the air and just under 800 yards on the ground.
The one difference between the teams is the fact of how much that Susquehanna uses Ehrlich in the run game. Logan Pfeiffer does run on occasion for Grove City. For Susquehanna, Ehrlich is a keystone of the ground attack. He and, of course, Tommy Grabowski, who's close to 1,000 yards on the season. Grove City going with Nico Flatty, Clayton Parrish in the backfield primarily, along with some Joey Guida sprinkled in. But will be Grove City going right to left into the wind, at least the wind, the way it was blowing before the game. So Susquehanna will be kicking off with the wind at its back. And for today's play-by-play of this NCAA playoff, here's Mark.
Appreciate that. Christian Calicierdo will handle the kickoff duties for the Riverhawks, and we are just about ready to get this game underway. Kick is going to drive Guida back. That ball is going to go out of bounds right at about the 1-yard line, and this will give the Wolverines good field position to begin their opening possession right to left.
Yeah, good decision by Guida. You could see it drifting. You can see the wind just pushing it. It looked like it was going down kind of along near the numbers, maybe just a foot or two inside the numbers, and it just drifted, went out of bounds. So Grove City's going to have the ball at the 35-yard line. So nice starting field position for the Wolverines as they will be going into the wind here, working from the near left hash mark.
Logan Pfeiffer, 1,714 yards through the air, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Also added 4 rushing touchdowns on the season, 89 yards on the ground. He'll send 2 receivers to the right. Now bring Heckathorn in motion. He'll settle in the backfield. Nico Flatty is the tailback. And now we've got all kinds of movement up front, and flags fly before the first snap of the game.
And they're going to get, I think it's Brady Brungard, the center, maybe the snap infraction or just simply moving. And they will get Brady for the infraction, so the Wolverines are set back 5 yards. Susquehanna, that 3-4 defense, but they will do a lot of shifting, sliding guys around. They brought the linebacker down, Josh Buck, listed as a hawk, like an outside linebacker. Essentially, it's a 4-man front.
Give the ball to Nico Flatty on 1st and long, and Flatty's going to push across the 30, out near the 33-yard line. He'll pick up about 3, and he'll bring up a 2nd down and long.
Keith Green, the strong safety, coming downhill, and he's a guy we talked at length with Coach DiDonato about in the pregame show, playing that hero position, the strong safety, and that time coming down in run support. If Susquehanna's going to stop the run, Green's going to have a big part of that.
Frazier to the right, stack 2 receivers to the left side. Flotty is the single tailback in the backfield with Logan Pfeiffer. Nico, 1,065 yards rushing, led the conference. Also added 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. Play clock down to 4 seconds. They give the ball to Flotty on second down. Flotty stepped through 1 tackle, is able to drive out to about the 38-yard line, and this is going to set up a 3rd down and long for the Wolverines.
Will linebacker Drew Robinson, 5'9", 210-pound senior, coming over and making the stop. Good run stuffer. Now wholesale changes for the Riverhawks. They'll bring in a couple of extra defensive backs. Grove City brings in Ryan Lenhart as a 4th receiver. Joey Guida, the 3rd down back. And 3rd and 6, let's see how Pfeiffer handles this wind.
Trips to the right, single receiver to the left side. Joey Guida, the tailback, next to Logan Pfeiffer, the junior, who takes it and looks to throw for the first time. Going to go downfield. Pass is going to be caught by Heckathorn. He's going to be about a yard shy of that 1st down marker. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
4th and a yard, and the Wolverines are going to send out the heavy package. We see Brock Carroll coming in as a 6th lineman, Anthony Brunette, extra fullback, and of course the big hammer, Clayton Parrish. No hesitation at all for the Wolverines.
Parrish 5'14" on the ground, 13 touchdowns, leading the conference. Going to bring both fullbacks in. Pfeiffer going to go under center, Brady Brungart. They will shuffle the offensive line. Play clock down under 10 seconds. Single receiver to the right side. Tamburino goes in motion. They give the ball to Clayton Parrish. Parrish has the 1st down and more across the 50 and into Riverhawk territory and down to the 45-yard line. Big 4th down conversion on the opening drive.
Big hole on that right side, and Green perhaps making a touchdown-saving tackle there. But Clayton Parrish on 4th and 1 gets the ball across midfield out to the 45-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 11 yards for Clayton Parrish, who, of course, continues to inch his way up the all-time rushing list at Grove City.
1st and 10 at the Riverhawk 45-yard line. Opening drive, 12:20 to play in this opening quarter. Could put a wing to the right side. Single back into the backfield. That is Parrish, who gets the handoff again. He's across the 40 and out to the 38-yard line. Big gain for the 5th-year senior Clayton Parrish, setting up a 2nd down and short.
This may be the type of day, just the way that the Susquehanna is playing defense. Early on, you go with Clayton, try to soften him up a little bit. You get a lot of excitement out there, a couple big hits on Nico Flatty early, but then you say, okay, how excited are you to tackle Clayton Parrish? And Parrish, he ripped off 11 yards on the first carry, gets 7 on that one, giving Grove City 2nd down and a short 3.
Single receiver to the outside. That's Parrish again. Clayton has the 1st down and more as he gets down to about the 32-yard line. Again, that'll move the chains for the Wolverines.
The extra lineman in for Grove City, Brock Carroll. And simply right now, Grove City winning at the point of attack. A Susquehanna run defense, a very, very stout unit. But Grove City, that you bring that front 5, you bring in Brock Carroll, 280 pounds in there. That's a lot of beef coming at you. And so far, Grove City having some success with Clayton Parrish. And I'll go back to Nico Flatty here, this new set of downs.
Going to bring Heckathorn in from the left into the backfield. Single receiver out wide. Pfeiffer takes the snap, gives the ball to Nico Flatty. And Flotty's able to drive down to the 30. He'll pick up a couple of yards, and it sets up a 2nd down and 8.
And we have a stoppage as the head linesman asking to stop the clock, and a Susquehanna player lost his headgear. That's the middle linebacker, Steve Seibert. So he'll have to come out for a play. Luke Hughes, the sophomore backup, will check in for this 2nd and 8 play. But, hey, sometimes a play like that, your middle linebacker, your defensive quarterback, he's out for a play. Perhaps the Wolverines can take advantage of that.
Single receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. It's Pfeiffer and Flotty in the backfield. Well, it's 2nd down and 8 from the 30-yard line of the Riverhawks. Just underway, opening drive for the Wolverines.
9th play of the drive coming up, Mark. 7 of the first 8, of course, on the ground.
Play clock now down under 10 seconds. Heckathorn goes in motion. Settles left side in the backfield. Tamburino now in motion, going strong to that side. They give the ball to Flotty, trying to run that way. And Flotty got back to the line of scrimmage before being driven back. This will bring up a 3rd down and 8 for the Wolverines as we go under 10 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Wolverines going to pick the tempo up, go right back to the line. They're going to send Daniel Sullivan now out wide to the right side, trips to the left side. Joey Guida the single back in the backfield with Logan Pfeiffer. A little confusion in that secondary for the Riverhawks as they reset their matchups. Play clock down to 10 seconds. Down to 4. Pfeiffer to throw. With time, gonna fire downfield, and that pass deflected and incomplete. That is off the hands of one of the defenders, Josh Parson, and brings up 4th down for the Wolverines.
Garrett Carter, the linebacker, who missed the last few games of the season due to injury. He's been one of the standouts through the first 2/3 of the season. Back today. Yeah, you see that right knee heavily braced, but he came through untouched. Now the Wolverines will have 4th down at the 30-yard line. Going into the wind, you're not going to kick the field goal. Obviously not going to punt from here, so Wolverines in no man's land.
Pfeiffer going to check with the sidelines. Play clock to 5 seconds. Down to 2. They'll snap it. Pfeiffer to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Fires downfield, and the pass is knocked away and incomplete at the 5-yard line. Heckathorn couldn't hold on to it as he got hit when the ball arrived. The pass falls loose, and it's incomplete, and the Riverhawks will take over on downs.
Would have been a tough catch. Nick Wynn in as an extra defensive back, able to get a hand in there and knock it away. Would have been, if not a touchdown, 1st and goal from the 1. But a good job by the Susquehanna defense, bending but not breaking. And now we'll get our first look at the Riverhawk offense. So a good drive for Grove City, overcoming the early penalty, but stalls out. And now Susquehanna takes over 1st and 10.
Ehrlich, the quarterback, is a sophomore. Tommy Grabowski is their leading rusher at 963 yards and 13 touchdowns. Trips to the right, now put a man in motion into the backfield. Ehrlich going to throw downfield. Passes caught in front of a couple of Wolverine defenders instead of stepping down to the 38-yard line. It's that first reception of the afternoon.
Chris Buchter, the senior, able to get inside and pick up 8. Jason Minch on the tackle. Grove City, no changes in the normal defensive lineup. Up front, Jordan Karcheski and Bryce Spolnick the ends. Kobe Bonanno at nose tackle. Linebackers Ben Bladel, Ryan Fleming, and Jack Jolly. Corners are Bowden Davidson, Gabe Dunlap. Each of the safeties after this play.
Twins to each side of the formation. The running back, Grabowski, going to move. Ehrlich back to throw. Going to fire downfield, pass a little errant, but it is still caught at the 45-yard line, and that'll be a Riverhawks 1st down.
Kyle Howes, leading receiver on the season, 58 catches coming in. Just got past the sticks, turned around, curled up, and made the catch against the Grove City zone. So 1st down out to the 45-yard line. One thing Grove City has allowed opposing quarterbacks to complete 61% of its passes this year. A lot of the underneath stuff, and the Susquehanna going to that on its first 2 plays. So primarily a rushing team. Riverhawks coming out throwing on the first 2 plays.
3 receivers to the right side, all with their hands down. 1 split out to the left side. Man goes in motion right to left. Play clock under 10 seconds. They will run it for the first time. Give the ball to Grabowski. And he's going to push the pile forward. Short gain, just about 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 8.
Don Magliacco down on run support to make the tackle. Jordan Karcheski right at the point of attack there to bring down Grabowski. He was able to fight off the block and stonewall the leading rusher for the Riverhawks for just a 2-yard gain on the first rushing play of the afternoon.
7 minutes, 35 seconds in this opening quarter, no score. Riverhawks going to send trips to the right, single receiver to the left side, single back in the backfield with Ehrlich, the sophomore quarterback. Play clock at 12 seconds. They'll snap it with 10. Ehrlich back to throw. Feeling some pressure. Stepping up. Looking to run with the football. Gets across midfield. Has the 1st down and more and goes out of bounds in Grove City territory. And that is the X factor with Ehrlich, who's rushed for almost 800 yards on the year.
Yeah, not only the designed run game, but scrambling as well. There's a Susquehanna man down behind the play. It's one of the interior linemen. And it's number 53. Thank you. That's Nick Gonzalez, who is the starting left tackle. He is down and in a prone position right now. But we talked about earlier, the design runs, but then scrambling as well. There was some pressure. He got out to the left side and gets upfield, and you can see he can go out in the open field.
And that is not something the Wolverines have seen a lot through the regular season, a real true dual-threat quarterback.
Yeah, Jacob Pugh from W&J certainly, that was more out of the RPO, not so much the run-pass option, not so much just designed runs. Of course, he showed the ability to scramble as well. But, yeah, you go over the course of the season. In recent years, some of the Westminster quarterbacks have had that, but I don't know if they've been of Ehrlich's size, speed, and, of course, his throwing acumen also. As I continue to look at Gonzalez, who's now been moved on to his back and seated.
Great weather conditions for this opening round game. Grove City red pants, white jerseys with the red numbers. The Riverhawks orange pants, orange jerseys with the white numbers. And for us, two sets of numbers, very easy to read.
Certainly, yeah. The turf here really pops. It's been recently installed. I'm not sure how old is it. New this year. They changed their nickname here, so they had to change the end zone out, which was probably part of the reason for it. We were down on the field before the game. It's in obviously excellent shape. It's dry. As Gonzalez comes over, really favoring his left leg. So looks like Ethan Watkins, the sophomore, in at left tackle. See if the Wolverines look to maybe go after him. They have the wing back over there maybe too to help out in pass protection.
Two receivers to the right, a wing and a receiver to the left side. Running back going to move to the left side of Ehrlich, the quarterback. It's 1st and 10. Going to give the ball to Grabowski running up the right side, and he's going to be driven back to shy of the 40 at the 41-yard line, and the Grove City run defense has been strong on this opening quarter.
Yeah, Bryce Spolnick in there, who's had such a great year. We talked about his pass rushing, 5 sacks, but he's been a big part of the that great rush defense as well. First team All-PAC making the stop there, but Grabowski, they'll give him 3 as he's able to fight forward for that extra half yard out to the 41-yard line. That time they brought the tight end or wingman Hershey, the tight end Rowan Hershey, back across, and he ended up blocked Ben Bladel, who was on the far side, helping out the backup left tackle out there with, I believe, maybe Ethan Watkins trying to catch a number on that left tackle.
Stack 2 receivers to the right, split 2 to the left side. On 2nd down at 7, Ehrlich back to throw. As time, ball batted up into the air and falls to the turf at midfield. And the incompletion will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Ben Bladel getting in there, and actually what Susquehanna has done, they moved the right tackle, Hunter Shimko, over to the left side, protecting the blind side, and the new right tackle in now is Mark McFadden, who's listed as the backup center. So obviously, the shuffling there. So now not only you get your left tackles out, you've moved your right tackle. You have different guys at 2 spots, and Bladel exploiting the matchup there, going against the backup center, Mark McFadden.
Split 2 receivers to each side of the formation. A wing to the left side. Ehrlich alone in the backfield on 3rd down and 7. Play clock to 4 as he takes the snap. He'll look to run with the football. Hesitated in the hole. Got near the line of scrimmage. And they got hammered down right at the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 1 for the Riverhawks.
Jack Jolly able to bring him down with just the quarterback draw there. Susquehanna loves to go 5 receivers or 4 receivers in a wing or H-back, and then use Ehrlich and say, hey, you know what? We like our matchups. We like him in space, and it's going to be 4th and a yard. Grove City converted on 4th and short on its first drive. Now Susquehanna looks to do so here with 5:36 to go first quarter.
4th down and 1. 3 receivers with their hands down, 3 tight ends to the right side. They'll bring 1 in motion from right to left, set him up on a wing to the left side. They run the ball with Grabowski, and he's able to get about an extra yard, got 2 yards, and it's a 1st down for the Riverhawks.
Not a lot of push, but Grabowski had a full head of steam going forward and was able to get the 1st down and then an extra yard or 2. So Susquehanna keeps the drive going.
We approach the 5-minute mark to play in the quarter.
And Gonzalez has come back in, and he'll be at left tackle. You have to see, how effective is he? He says he's good to go, but something to certainly monitor here.
2 receivers to the right, wing to the left side. They fake it, now give it to Grabowski on a little spin handoff. He gets across the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. And it brings up a 2nd down for the Riverhawks as we approach 4.5 minutes to play in a scoreless first quarter.
Ryan Fleming over on the tackle along with Jack Jolly. What a duo they've been inside this year. Fleming moving from outside in. Jack Jolly drawing into the starting lineup this year. And, an outstanding pair of inside linebackers for Grove City.
Trips to the right. Twins to the left side. Ehrlich alone in the backfield. Play clock at 15 seconds. Game clock approaching 4 minutes. He'll walk up to the line. Now drop back into a pistol formation. Play clock at 6 seconds. Bring the running back, Grabowski, from a slot right into the backfield. He's going to look to throw. Now he's going to fire downfield. Well, that pass is going to be caught. I believe he did get the foot down in bounds near the 20-yard line. That is a Riverhawk first down.
Warren Griffith did a nice job along the far side, able to, or it was not Griffith, that was Howes over there, the 5 and the 6 at the front of his jersey kind of wrinkled up there, but he did a good job of getting the foot down. He didn't make a clean catch. If he catches it clean, it certainly would have been no drama in there, but he made the catch, gets to the 20, and Susquehanna, you're in the red zone with 3:36 to go in the first quarter.
First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Going to stack 3 receivers to the right side. Running back is to the right of Josh Ehrlich, the sophomore quarterback. Ehrlich going to roll to that side. Now set his feet, going to look downfield, and that is a low pass that is going to, they're going to say, yes, he got his hands underneath it at the 15-yard line, and they're going to call that a good catch.
Chris Buchner, second catch of the drive, got the hands underneath it. Ehrlich's made a couple of nice passes. That one was not one for the highlight reel, but a good catch by Buchner, and he picks up 5.
So it is second down and 5 from the 15-yard line. A little bit of movement up front, but the Wolverines able to reset.
Bladel jumped across and then jumped back, and then Shimka, the right tackle, pointed at him, but much ado about nothing.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Bring a right receiver in motion. Flip it to him on a sweep. Try to get to the corner, and it's a great job by the Wolverine defense to set the edge perfectly and prevent him from being able to turn the corner for much more than a yard gain.
Trevor Beck, the free safety, coming downhill on the shovel pass forward. Howes coming across. He's a guy, you get him out in space. Of course, he's a great downfield threat too, but you're catching it on the move like that. But Trevor Beck coming downhill, much like we saw him against Geneva with the triple option. Kind of think, well, they're 2 totally different plays, but the same principle. Him coming down on that perimeter run, putting Susquehanna in third and about 4.5.
Ball on the 14-yard line. Trips to the right side. Single back into the backfield with Josh Ehrlich. Now Ehrlich going to move to Grabowski moves to the left of Ehrlich, who is back to throw. Has time. Going to take a shot in the end zone. Receiver was double covered. Pass overthrown and incomplete, but a pair of flags will fly at the end of the play.
One of the inside defender may have had an arm bar or kind of just shielding him off, which he didn't need to. He had help over the top and on the outside. And now the question is it pass interference or holding? But 2 flags there. The back judge and the official on the near side as well.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 18. That's going to be put in the end zone. So we're going to take it to the 2-yard line from the previous spot.
So we'll get Trevor Beck on the pass interference and put the ball down at the 2.
He was on the inside. He had that right arm in there and just was using that enough to kind of just hold off the receiver, and probably didn't need to do it considering the fact that he had coverage over the top and on the outside from cornerback Gabe Dunlap. But it will be Susquehanna having first and goal at the 2. Ball goes to the 2 on the pass interference penalty in the end zone.
They'll set up on the hash towards the left side. Grabowski is the single back behind Josh Ehrlich. And we've got movement up front, and another flag will come out as Bladel may have come across and made contact early.
It looked like he got a head start. He was trying to come through, although the officials are getting together, so I think did one of the linemen move first? I don't think so, but Bladel was trying to time the snap.
Offsides on the defense, number 5. Penalty flag up half the distance to the goal line from the previous spot to keep first down.
So the Wolverines have helped out this drive by the Riverhawks, committing a few penalties. And now with the football arresting at the 1-yard line at first and goal. 2 receivers go to the right. Tommy Grabowski, the sophomore running back, behind the sophomore Josh Ehrlich. Man goes in motion from the slot, right to left. Sets up in the backfield. Grabowski gets the handoff on 1st and goal, and Grabowski's into the end zone for the first score of the afternoon, his 14th rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah, and good hole over the left side. So Grove City, a good drive that stalled out. Susquehanna, a good drive that the Riverhawks were able to finish off as Grabowski scores from 1 yard out, and Susquehanna on the board 6-0. A drive, 15 plays, 70 yards. An impressive drive for Susquehanna to take the lead here with 1:46 to go.
Galicierdo, 50 of 52 on extra points, will attempt the conversion for the Riverhawks. Snap good, hold good, extra point on the way, and it is also good. 1:46 to play in the opening quarter. It is the Riverhawks 7, the Wolverines 0. We're back after a quick break on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
When Dad needed help getting around, I became his driver. Soon enough, it was up to me to be his housekeeper and financial manager, too. When he moved in, I became his cook and even his nurse. But no matter what roles I play, I know I'm still his daughter.
We understand the roles you play. So to help, we created aarp.org/caregiving, where you can connect with experts and other caregivers. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Wolverines moving the football on the opening drive, but able to convert the second 4th down, and the Riverhawks get the ball and convert a long drive for the afternoon's first score.
14 plays, 70 yards on the drive, and Grabowski scoring from 1 yard out. With Ehrlich going 5 of 6. So on the drive, 6 pass plays. We talked about Susquehanna being predominantly a running team, but coming out throwing the ball, the short passing, and then the throw towards the end zone when the ball was just inside the 20, resulting in the pass interference penalty. So Susquehanna changing up things a little bit, but again, there's certainly a lot of offensive weapons, and we saw them on display on that first drive.
Looks like Dunlap and Guida back to return the kick. Guida at his 10-yard line. Dunlap a little bit deeper, back near his 5.
Susquehanna, an outstanding kick coverage unit. Grove City, one of the premier top kick return teams in the country. 3rd in the nation is Grove City in kick return average.
Kick is away. That's going to be Dunlap at the 6. Outside across the 10, 15, 20. And he's going to get out to about the 22-yard line before being driven back. And you mentioned good coverage by the Riverhawks downfield.
Yeah, they advantage Riverhawks on that one, holding Dunlap to a return of about 16 yards or thereabouts. Wolverines will start just past the 20 at the 22.
So second possession for the Wolverine offense. Converted 1 4th down of that opening drive. We're not able to convert the longer 4th down, giving the ball back to the Riverhawks. 1:40 to play, opening quarter. Susquehanna with a 7-0 lead over Grove City. Pfeiffer takes the snap. He'll hand it off on 1st down. And driving the football down to about the 28-yard line. That's Clayton Parrish getting another carry, and Clayton's found some early success this afternoon.
He certainly has, Mark, and going right between the tackles, and different style of runner, of course, than Nico Flatty, and a little heavier, a little more direct. And the Wolverines having some success there as now Flatty checks back in for the 2nd down play.
2nd down and 4 after Parrish picks up the 6-yard gain. They shuffle the offensive line, going to bring Heckathorn in from a slot left into the backfield. Give the ball to Nico Flatty. And Flatty able to continue to push the pile. Looks like he is near a 1st down marker, and they will give him the 5-yard gain and a Grove City 1st down.
He's kept the legs moving, as we've seen so often from Nico, not just this year, but in his 3-year career at Grove City. And he does such a great job of turning that 3-yarder into a 5-yarder, 5-yarders into 7-yarders, and that's what he did there. He was close to the lead marker, kept the feet going, picked up an extra 1.5 yards, and made sure the Wolverines get a new set of downs.
1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. Single back in the backfield. Tamburino started in motion, then settled into the backfield. Pfeiffer to throw. Play fake, goes downfield. Frazier makes the catch, breaks free across the 40, 45-50, 45-40, and down near the 39-yard line in Riverhawks territory with a Wolverine 1st down.
Some confusion in the Susquehanna secondary as 2 defensive backs more or less kind of twisted around, almost ran into each other, and Frazier cut it up inside, and those long strides picking up additional yardage to the 38 on what may be the final play of the first quarter.
Frazier's 60th reception on the season for the senior. And that is going to wind us to the end of this opening quarter. In the opening round of the Division III football playoffs, after one quarter, it is Susquehanna 7, Grove City 0. We're back after this timeout on the Wolverine Sports Network in Western Reserve Radio.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep. But the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Let me begin quarter number 2 here on the Wolverine Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio, and the Wolverines on the move as we begin this second quarter.
Yeah, nice drive there. A couple the run by Parrish, run by Flatty to get Grove City a first down, and then a 29-yard catch and run. Logan Pfeiffer to Scott Frazier. So Grove City taking over 1st and 10, or taking possession to start the second quarter at the 38. Now going left to right. Wolverines, I believe, have the wind at their back, but again, look at the goalpost to the left. The flags are blowing in opposite directions, and but the prevailing wind has been left to right today.
Single receiver going to go to each side of the formation. Both fullbacks in the backfield. Clayton Parrish single back behind Logan Pfeiffer. Now they'll bring Frazier inside the hash marks. Give the ball to Clayton Parrish, and Parrish able to make some contact with one of the defenders, pushed him back for about an extra half a yard. He'll get 2 yards on that carry. It's 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, not much room there. Looked like there was a hole, but Drew Robinson, the weak side linebacker, closed it up quickly. We've called his name a couple of times today. He's obviously one of the top tacklers on this team, just the classic 3-down linebacker.
So 2nd down and a long 8 for the Wolverines. It's Frazier and Heckathorn go to the left. Sullivan split out to the right side. Freshman's had a nice year for the Wolverines. Single back in the backfield behind Pfeiffer. That's Flotty who gets the carry. Flotty spins off of a defender across the 30, down to the 29-yard line. That'll leave him about a yard shy. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
And Nico getting in the hole, and there's that spin move in there. We haven't seen the spin as much from him this year. We talked about Clayton Parrish, the power spin. That time a nifty move by Flatty to get an extra couple of yards. It's 3rd and about 2 feet for the Wolverines.
Clayton Parrish checks back into the backfield. They're going to shuffle the offense with Pfeiffer under center. Clayton Parrish is the deep back in the formation. Play clock under 10 seconds. Tamburino in motion. Stretch handoff to Parrish, and Clayton Parrish is going to be able to get the first down. Got just a little bit more than he needed to move the chains and convert the 3rd down.
Not much there at all. Josh Parson, listed as the star, or like a strong side linebacker, really set the edge there, and it will be enough for a first down, but as you said, not by much. They'll give him a yard officially, but he got about probably 27 inches at most.
So 1st down and 10 for the Wolverines. 13-10 to play in the opening quarter. Susquehanna 7, Grove City 0. Wolverines on the move inside the 30 of the Riverhawks.
8th play of the drive upcoming. Drive that started back at the 22.
They're going to give the ball to Clayton Parrish. Clayton Parrish breaking free, breaking tackles to the 5, looking for the goal line and in for the Wolverine touchdown. And we're an extra point away from a tie game.
Clayton Parrish right off a right guard following Big Vinny Lepre. Right tackle Luke Jolly, the fullbacks Brunette And Tamburino there and Clayton Parrish, the big guy, put it in fourth gear. 53rd career touchdown for Clayton Parrish. And very appropriate for him to score the first NCAA touchdown in Grove City history.
So C.J. Otwell on to snap the football. Gutierrez to hold. And Keekly on for his 47th extra point of the year. Snap good, hold good, extra point on the way, and it is also good. 12:48 to play in the opening quarter. Susquehanna 7, Grove City 7. We'll take a quick break on the Wolverine Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
Man, last night we put on an epic light show.
So epic.
The crowd loved us.
Wait, there were only 4 people out there.
Yeah, but did you see their 4 faces? Their eyes lit up brighter than ours, and we're fireflies.
Yeah, we are.
And we're gonna be out here rocking out our light show at a forest near you, so come check us out.
Check us out.
Whether you're rocking their world or they're rocking yours, some memories never fade. Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Right back to action here in the second quarter. Now tied up at 7 is Caleb Keekly set to kick. The defenders back for the Riverhawks as they were set up right about the goal line. As I'm sure they've seen the kickoff prowess from the sophomore, Caleb Keekly.
That plus the win today. Saw Daniel Barabay warming up punting before the game. Hit one, it just took off in that jet stream.
Keekly gets it footed to this one, end over end. This is going to be a short kick fielded at the 14, across the 20, 25-yard line, and driven back before he has a chance to get past the 30-yard line. That's where the Riverhawks set up, right to left here in the second quarter.
Funny, he hit that, and you could see it just hung up in the wind and just dropped down. So that's something, again, we talked in the pregame down on the field. It certainly affected that kick. You saw the Susquehanna men, as you said, they were back at the goal line. We're expecting, we've watched Caleb Keekly kick off all year. He can get to the end zone with no wind, and sure enough, that one just hangs up and it's fielded at the 15-yard line. But a good job by the coverage unit down there to limit the run back.
Ehrlich has one receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. He'll have 2 backs with him in the backfield now on first down and 10. Play clock under 10 seconds. Turn, give it to Grabowski running to the short side of the field. And the Wolverine defense there to knock him down after a very short gain. It's second down and 9.
Ryan Fleming ranging over. Gabe Dunlap, the boundary corner. So he's playing that short side of the field just about every play. And so a lot of times, not a lot of room there. He has to be able to come up in run support. Did a good job there also. And it's just a gain of 1. Hey, real quick, I want to say hello to Kay Mitchell-Amy. She's watching in Florida today. She has the big 100-inch screen, but she has us on. Hit the mute button. That's what they make mute buttons for, so you can listen to Mark and me.
We actually talked about that on the way down here. Second down and 9, under 12 minutes to play in the opening quarter, tied up at 7. Ehrlich, 3-step drop. Now he's going to run with the football. Got through the first wave of defenders, broke a tackle and dives down near the 42-yard line. It's going to set up a third down and about 2 for the Riverhawks.
Ehrlich, this is an adjective normally you think about with a punt returner, slippery. Jason Minch had a crack at him. Ehrlich gave him the old little hip shake, got out of there, and got upfield. And Ehrlich, quarterback, but he moves very well. You can tell he's a good athlete, good quickness, good agility, speed, and just a lot of flexibility too. And a nice gain there when it looked like he was going to, at worst, maybe have to throw it away. Instead, it's 3rd and short.
3rd and 2 from the Riverhawk 38-yard line. Wing to the right, 2 receivers to the left side. That wing goes in motion into the backfield. Give the ball to Grabowski. Looking to get through a little bit of a gap, and he is shy of the 40 by about a half yard. It's going to be 4th down and less than 1.
Jack Jolly did a good job of getting a hold of him and keeping him from being able to extend the ball forward. His lower half was past the 40, but the ball was back at the 39.5, and thus it's 4th and about the length of the football, and the offense will stay on the field for the Riverhawks.
4th down, less than 1. Now we've got whistles, and we've got a stoppage in play.
Then what if they're going to respot the ball, perhaps?
Yeah, they did. They moved the ball back ever so slightly.
Well, it's a game of inches, and they've moved it a few inches. But, hey, you never know. You never could come into play here. As now Susquehanna is looking to get the right offensive personnel out there.
15 seconds on the play clock as they come to the line of scrimmage with two receivers to the right. Single back in the backfield with Ehrlich. That's Tommy Grabowski, another sophomore. Receiver in motion right to left. Stop into the backfield. Give the ball to Grabowski. Made the first man miss. Able to stay on his feet. Has the first down and more. Across the 45 and down to the 47-yard line with a Riverhawk first down.
Nice patient run by Grabowski and waited for the hole to develop and gets the first down. So the second fourth down conversion of the afternoon for Susquehanna. Riverhawks do a nice job of using their tight ends or H-backs. So Michael Robbins that time motioning across. Of course, Rowan Hershey, we've mentioned him a couple of times. Similar to what we see from the Carnegie Mellon and its run game, how they use the tight ends and H-back. Sometimes in the past, what Westminster did as well with some of the fine tight ends they've had over the years there. But those guys are doing a good job of helping get a numbers advantage at the line of scrimmage.
First and 10 from the 47. Fake it to Grabowski. Ehrlich's going to keep the football, and he's able to dive to about the 46-yard line of the Wolverines. He's going to have a pickup of close to 7 on first down.
Zone read and a good job by Ehrlich. The right read, number one. Number two, eluding Jack Jolly. You don't see many guys able to elude Jack Jolly, but that's what Ehrlich did and turned what would have been probably a 2-yard gain into a 7-yard gain by eluding the tackle from Grove City's top tackler this year, Jack Jolly.
Trips to the right. Single receiver left side. Single back into the backfield with Ehrlich. Second down and 3. Ehrlich, deep drop to throw. Sets up the screen, and that is dropped by his receiver. Trying to set up a deep receiver screen and just missed the ball through his hands.
Yeah, it looked like you saw the hands here and the head looking the other way, and he gets the receiver, the intended receiver on the near side. That was Howells, yeah. A rare drop for him, but he had some blocking down there as Gonzalez, the tackle, was downfield. Had the extra tight end also, but now third down and 3. Susquehanna 0 for 2 on third down today. Of course, 2 for 2 on fourth down.
Two receivers to the right. They bring one man in motion, so they've got twins to each side. Play clock under 5 seconds. Ehrlich takes the snap, looks downfield, pass caught, shy of the 40-yard line, but that is going to be good enough for a Riverhawks first down as they convert the third down.
Yeah, Howells just on the in route. Not a lot of room, not a big window at all, but Ehrlich put it in there. Gabe Dunlap, good coverage, but an even better throw, and Susquehanna gets a new set of downs to Grove City 41.
8 minutes, 30 seconds to go. First half, Susquehanna, Grove City tied up at 7. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left side. Ehrlich back to throw, goes downfield. House made the catch and immediately got hit and driven back at the line of scrimmage. It's second down and 10.
Bowden Davidson, who's had a very fine season, his first season at cornerback, starting cornerback, although it's not his first postseason start. He started the ECAC Bowl game last year, corner, had that long field goal return. So he's out there. Of course, he's played in the NCAA playoffs also in lacrosse, he and Jason Minch. So they've experienced the postseason play now in 2 sports, but Bowden Davidson, really nice job out there to bring down a tough customer.
Single receiver to the right, trips to the left. Single back is to the right of the quarterback, Josh Ehrlich. Ehrlich takes the snap. Deep drop to the 50-yard line. Going to roll to his right side. Now he'll look to run it upfield. And he's going to get driven out of bounds shy of the 35-yard line. This will set up second down for the Riverhawks. Third down.
Yeah, Ben Bladel, good job. Pursuit from the backside, able to get Ehrlich and shepherd him out of bounds to 37. So 3rd and 6 after that 4-yard scramble.
7.5 minutes to play. Fast-moving first half. Tied at 7. Single receiver to the right. Trips to the left side. Stack 2 in the slot, 1 outside near the numbers. Ehrlich takes the snap, drops back. Going to go underneath, hit as he throws. Pass caught, and a good open field tackle by Trevor Beck as he is able to make the nice one-on-one stop.
Warren Griffith making the catch out there, and Beck able to bring him down. It's going to be another 4th down and 1 for Susquehanna. As you said, Ehrlich really couldn't step into that one. If he's able to step into it, deliver it on time, it's probably a first down, but the pressure allowed Beck to get there in time to make the tackle and force another 4th down.
So 4th down. This one a little bit longer. 4th and a full 1 yard. They split 2 receivers to the right side, a wing to the right side as well. Grabowski is the running back to the right of Ehrlich, who will roll that way. Look to throw. Steps into a throw. Goes downfield. That ball is knocked away. Incomplete. Almost intercepted, but either way, the Wolverines will hold on downs.
Bowden Davidson broke on that one. Ehrlich rolling right, and it was a slow developing play. And they were throwing downfield, and Davidson a great job in that 3-deep defense coming down and breaking it up. And the Wolverines will take over at the 32. So Grove City, of course, had the opening drive that stalled out at the 30. Susquehanna scored, then Grove City scored, then Susquehanna stalling out. Let's see if Grove City can turn the tables, go and punch one in here before halftime.
6 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the half. We are tied up at 7. Wolverines will play from the 32-yard line. They give the ball to Nico Flotti. Flotti able to find a seam, slip through that across the 35 and out to the 37-yard line. It looked like there was nothing there. A late hole opened up for Nico Flotti.
Yeah, you talk about what just patient run there, and it opened up finally on the right side, and he cut it up in there and gets it out to the 37-yard line. So the play looked like it was going to be nothing, is instead a 5-yard gain.
Second down and 5. Clayton Parrish now the running back in the backfield, about 2 yards behind Logan Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer takes the snap, gives the ball to Parrish. Parrish stepped inside the hash marks, drives across the 45 and out to the 46-yard line, and a Wolverine first down.
Susquehanna, essentially it's a 5-man front. They have the three down men all pinched inside, almost like a bear front, covering the guard and center. The linebackers are over the tackles. Clayton Parrish goes off tackle, and Grossi just able to get the wash down, get the kick out. Parrish out across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
5 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the half. Tied up at 7. 2 receivers to the right. Tamburino also set up to the right side. Play clock rolling down, now done under 5 seconds. They will run it on first down with Nico Flotti. Bounced off of a tackle, still driving, has the first down and more, as Flotti is going to be stopped at about the 42-yard line, and that's back-to-back first downs.
Nico Flotti saying, hey, Clayton, I can run like that too. And going off the left side, bouncing off the defender, and getting down to the 43-yard line. As you said, Mark, back-to-back first downs. It's the 8th first down of the afternoon for Grove City. With 4:35 to go in the half. Of course, each team has all 3 of its timeouts left.
Heckathorn and Frazier going to go to the right side of the formation. Now Heckathorn going to set up as a wing, and they will bring Frazier inside the hash marks. Give the ball to Nico Flotti. Hesitates in the hole. Waits for that big offensive line to get a surge forward across the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. And last couple of plays, we've seen that hesitation-style run game. Let that big offensive line get a surge, find a gap, and attack it.
Yeah, and here you see, as Grove City quickly back to the line, the contrast between the 2 backs, Parrish and Flotti. Okay, with Parrish, he's straight ahead. He's coming at me. Flotti, it's like the change-up, and all of a sudden you wait, and then there he goes.
Second down and 6. Frazier, single receiver to the right side. Flotti going to run to the short side, and he got tripped up from behind, and he fell forward. Might have got about a half a yard. It brings up 3rd down for the Wolverines.
Good play by Garrett Carter coming off the backside to bring him down, and it's going to be, as you said, the 3rd down. And 3rd and officially 4, but closer to 5.
Clayton Parrish will check into the backfield. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to play. First half tied at 7. Both fullbacks going to go strong side to the left. Parrish will get the ball, try to run the ball that way. Broke a couple of tackles, got the first down and more across the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. 2nd and 3rd effort from Clayton Parrish gets the first down.
You can see maybe out of the corner of his eye, he's like, okay, I see that, sees that first down marker, gets there, lowers his shoulder, runs over a guy, and then sees another guy coming, and for extra measure, gives him a shot too, picks up a couple of extra yards down to the 29-yard line. The ball down to the 29, so pickup of 9. That'll give Parrish unofficially 92 yards today. Wait for the stats to update to make that officially official, but he's having a big first half.
Parrish gets the handoff again, this time stood up after a short gain. To get just a couple of yards on that spot. We'll say maybe just one. It's second down and 9. Right back to the line. Play clock at 22 seconds. Frazier to the left. Heckathorn and Sullivan to the right side. Nico Flotti, the tailback. Tamburino wing left side. Tamburino in motion, now reverses it, goes back. Pfeiffer to throw, deep drop, trying to set up a screen, and he'll get the ball to Nico Flotti. And Flotti only able to get back near the line of scrimmage. That was played well by the Riverhawk defense.
Jake Schulte, the 220-pound defensive end, he had it sniffed out. That was, normally the screen is a slower developing play as it was. That one was really slowly developing, and that was in part, a big part of that was the Susquehanna defense there. So third down and 9 after the no gain.
Trips to the right, single receiver to the left side. Joey Guida now in the backfield, and we've got a timeout called by the Riverhawks. 1:41 to play here in the first half. Susquehanna 7, Grove City 7 on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We are back after the Riverhawk timeout. 1:41 to play here in the first half. Tied up at 7. Grove City with all 3 of their timeouts at the use of Coach Andrew DiDonato, and the Riverhawks down to a pair.
Yeah, and obviously a big third down here. I mean, third downs are generally always big, but you think about the final minute 41 here. If Grove City can convert and you can burn up the final minute 41 of the half, you're on the edge of Keekly's field goal range. But again, the way this wind is swirling, what is his range, his effective range today? It's, I think, a lot riding on this. Perhaps it's 2 shots for the Wolverines to get the 9 requisite yards.
One receiver to the left. That's trips to the right side. Joey Guida to the left of Logan Pfeiffer. Play clock at 11 seconds. Pfeiffer, 5-step drop, stands in the pocket, takes the big shot as he throws and overshoots Heckathorn, who was open, but that'll fall incomplete as he had to throw that early, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the pressure coming through is that what came from Josh Parson. Strong side linebacker came through untouched and hit Pfeiffer as he was making the pass. And the Wolverines will send out the field goal unit.
So they'll spot this football right about the 35-yard line, make this a 45-yard attempt. Keekly's long on the year is 41. Otwell to snap, Gutierrez to hold. Good snap, good hold, and that kick is going to be blocked, picked up by one of the Riverhawks. They've got a chance to return this block kick with a convoy of blockers across the 30, cuts back 20, 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone for the Riverhawks.
Keith Green fielded it at the 25 and takes it 75 yards, and Susquehanna has taken the lead on the special teams touchdown. Grove City special teams have been so good this year. The 45-yard kick, little lower trajectory. It was hit, popped straight up in the air. Green got it, and then, as you said, the convoy, of course, Grove City, your protection unit, a lot of big guys out there, not a lot of speed. Green has speed, and it's 13-7 Susquehanna.
Calicierdo on for the extra point. I think they had a little bit of confusion. Now they're ready to go. Play clock under 20 seconds. Calicierdo 51 of 53 on the year. High snap, they get it down, kick all the way, and the extra point is true. 1:21 to play here first half. Susquehanna blocks the kick, returns it for a touchdown. They take a 14-7 lead on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
Who do I wrestle for? I wrestle on my high school team for Jason Garcia, my fiercest competitor during practice and my biggest fan during meets. I wrestle for the chance to put our little high school right here in Pennsylvania on the map.
Wearing the uniform of your high school comes with a big responsibility. Younger kids look up to you, and the reputation of your high school depends on you. This message presented by the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Directors Association.
Wolverines to get the football back after the block kick returns for a touchdown here in the opening round of the Division III playoffs. Wolverines will have a little more than a minute after the kick and all 3 timeouts to see just how aggressive they want to be.
Yeah, the Wolverines have moved the football effectively, more so on the ground than through the air. But, yeah, so a minute 21 to go and the 3 timeouts. Obviously, the most important thing here, get a good return. Get it out past 30, 35-yard line. That's paramount. Get good starting position for this drive. Try to get something here before halftime. Of course, Susquehanna deferred its option to the second half after winning the toss.
Kick, is going to be popped up. Dunlap across the 15-20. Hesitates to the 25. Spins on a defender, and he's out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where the Wolverines start with 1:15 to play in the half and all 3 timeouts.
Okay, all 3 timeouts left, so everything in your playbook is in play. But, again, a minute 15 to go. And the other thing, too, Susquehanna, you get the defensive touchdown, but that defense was out there for, out there a lot. In fact, Grove City's, the time of possession's kind of is evened out here, but that defense was just out there for a long drive. Maybe a little bit winded, certainly energized by the block kick, but, some things certainly in the Wolverines' favor here.
Pfeiffer working out of a pistol, takes the snap, play fake, and looks to throw. Pfeiffer with time, going to take the shot for Frazier, who got tangled up momentarily and then broke free. He looks back for a flag, but there is none. It's 2nd down and 10.
Steve Williams, the third, the cornerback, might have got away with a tug on the back of the jersey downfield. You know what? If you get called for it, you're preventing a 40, 45-yard gain. If you don't get called for it, even better. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 upcoming.
1:08 to play here in the half. 14-7, Susquehanna leading Grove City. Pfeiffer has 1 receiver to the right side, 2 to the left. Single tailback behind him. That's Joey Guida. Pfeiffer takes the errant snap, looks to throw. Pass caught by Frazier, made the first man miss. Got to the 40, stayed on his feet, pushed all the way out to about the 43-yard line for a Grove City first down. Clock stops with a minute to play in the half.
Wolverines quickly back to the line of scrimmage, preserving the 3 timeouts.
Clock now rolling. Play clock at 27 seconds. Pfeiffer again to throw. Step it up. Looking for a deep shot downfield. Sullivan makes the catch at the Riverhawk 30-yard line. That's another Wolverine first down.
On the post pattern, got inside the defensive back out there, Latrey Bond. Physical, size-wise, a pretty good matchup out there. They're about the same. Sullivan won that battle. The Wolverines down to the 30, 1st and 10, still all the timeouts as well.
Pfeiffer to throw it, play action. With time, gonna go underneath, had Heckathorn and was just a little too far out in front of him, and incomplete, 28 seconds to go in the half.
He was covered, and he was able to get some separation. The defender stumbled for a moment, but Pfeiffer cut it loose, but a little bit too far out in front of him. Now 2nd down and 10. Again, the Wolverines still with the 3 timeouts, so you can always perhaps maybe slip a run in here too. Try and pop one if Susquehanna's overplaying against the pass.
And they're coming up, showing some pressure at the line of scrimmage.
How about quarterback draw here?
We haven't seen that yet. Play clock down to 10 seconds. Tamburino in motion, settling into the backfield. Pfeiffer to throw. Going to drop back. Now steps up. Ball is loose on the turf. They'll pile up for it. Near the 38-yard line. And Grove City able to come out of there with the football, but the clock running at 18 seconds.
Andrew DiDonato was trying to get timeout for about 4 or 5 seconds, and finally the head linesman heard him over there. But just the 4th sack given up all season by Grove City. Looked like Nate Brady recovered it. So Grove City keeps possession at the 38-yard line, but now 3rd and long, and they have reset the clock to 22 seconds.
So they will add that extra time on the clock and done quickly. Grove City using their first timeout, still have a pair, as you said, with 22 seconds, and they've just been just a little off. Heckathorn's been open down that seam, and they just haven't been able to connect in the first half.
And a lot of that is because Susquehanna is getting pressure up the middle. That was the first time they got to Pfeiffer. But they've been getting around his feet. He's not been comfortable back there, and he's a couple of those passes have just been off a little bit. And again, also too, the wind playing a factor perhaps too, in affecting some balls being a little long or a little off the mark. Now here, third and about it's going to be 3rd and 18 back at the 38. Again, you can run anything in your playbook here because you have the timeouts remaining. Last time you're in a similar situation, you just had the field goal blocked. That has to be in the back of your mind too. Are you thinking try to get 6 here? A lot to consider here. Big thing, get something positive here on this 3rd and 18. Certainly, you'd love to get the first down, but at least if you can get a chunk here, maybe that helps your decision making for 4th down.
Frazier could it go to the left? Heckathorn slot right. Sullivan on the numbers outside of him. 3rd down, 18. 22 seconds to go in the first half. Pfeiffer takes the snap. He'll drop to throw. Steps up into the pocket. Going to take the shot for Sullivan, and it went off his hands at the 3-yard line and incomplete.
Heckathorn and Sullivan were both in the area. You wonder if somebody ran their route a little bit too close to the other because that brought the extra defender in there. Now 4th down for Grove City. 4th and 18 at the 38. Grove City was going for the home run there and just a little long. And again, you wonder, looking at the wind, looking at those flags down there, we can even at times feel it shaking here in the press box.
So 15 seconds to go in the half. 4th down and long for the Wolverines. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And now looks like the Wolverines are going to take that second timeout. They came out, showed a different look than they had the last couple of plays, only with twins and a single to the left, and then saw how the defense reacted and used the timeout.
Yeah, with some time around, we got 12 seconds to go in the half. We're going to hear a guy we've not seen a whole lot on offense today, Ryan Lenhart, the big 6'4", 250-pound junior from Shenango High School in Newcastle. I wonder maybe this is a spot where we'd see him use that big body down the field perhaps on that on that skinny post or that climb route where he's kind of going downfield and reading the defense whether he goes across or goes deep. That's maybe something that they'll look at here too. What kind of personnel will the Wolverines use? Of course, Susquehanna still with 2 timeouts. They might take a timeout coming here too. Coming with 12 seconds to go in the half, and now they've actually 15. So keep looking up. They keep giving us more and more time. But this is the X and O, the chess match here, and Grove City will keep its base personnel in there, keeping Robert Tamburino in there because of the pressure Susquehanna is getting, having the extra guy in there. It's kind of like if you go with the extra receiver, then Tamburino is not in there, so the Wolverines will stay with the 3-receiver package.
Frazier to the left, Heckathorn slot right, Sullivan outside of him on the numbers. Pfeiffer to throw. Stepping up, going to take the shot downfield, and that is overthrown, incomplete. Little bit of contact, but no flag. And the Riverhawks will take over with 8 seconds to go in the half.
The pass was well out of everybody's range, and if there was any contact, probably initiated by Scott Frazier downfield. Maybe trying to buy a call or something. It's at that point, don't have a whole lot to lose, but Susquehanna taking over with 8 seconds to go, and presumably a kneel down, and we'll go to the dressing quarters.
So that looks like what the Riverhawks will elect to do with one man back deep, just in insurance if the ball were to get away. Ehrlich goes under center, takes the snap, and the final 5 seconds of the first half will run themselves off the clock. And at the break, it is Susquehanna 14, Grove City 7 on the Wolverine Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
Guys, Like having a place to live, eating food, wearing clothes, sending 639 texts a week on a shiny new phone. There's one thing that can help you get the money to do all of those things. It's called a job. If you're a guy turning 18, there's one important thing you need to do to make sure the job market is wide open for you. Register with the Selective Service System at sss.gov. Failing to register with Selective Service would mean you'd not only be breaking the law, you'd also be unable to apply for federal jobs, many state and municipal jobs, and all kinds of job training programs the government offers. So guys, take a minute and register with the Selective Service. You'll keep your job prospects open. Otherwise, how are you going to get the basketball shoes with full-length responsive cushioning and an outsole cutout for low-profile impact protection? Take that minute, go to sss.gov and register with Selective Service, and keep all your options open. Remember, it's quick, it's easy, it's the law.
What is that?
Oh, it's my time machine.
Does it work?
Sure, just hit this button.
Whoa, dinosaurs, cool.
Or we can go here.
Hey, that's Napoleon.
Oui.
Or we can go to the future.
Wow, hey, you have this nice house. Do I have a nice house?
No, you didn't save any money, always spent it on vacations and stuff.
If only there was a way I could go back in time and correct that bad habit.
Yep.
Okay, the time machine is not real, but the saving thing is. Get in the habit of putting some of your money in savings each week through a 401k, savings account, or financial investments. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy tips on saving, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
What does this crazy little button do?
Wait, no!
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
I love being a part of the Action Team. It helps me help other people. It helps me feel good.
Being a part of the team always feels good. Go for it. Don't even hesitate.
For more than a decade, Major League Baseball players and action teams of high school students have been working together to train and inspire the next generation of volunteers.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Just that simple act that takes 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
All-stars Giancarlo Stanton and Chris Capuano join action team captains to make a difference in their communities. And you can too.
Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
If we all show up together, that's what it's all about. It's not just one person, it's a group, it's a team.
It's been incredibly rewarding for me. It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
For more information, go to actionteam.org.
Halftime from Salinsgrove, Pennsylvania, with Susquehanna leading Grove City by a score of 14-7 after a field goal block return for a touchdown right before the end of the half, and that is the margin here at the break.
Yes, certainly looks statistically Grove City with the advantage, doubling up Susquehanna in total yardage, but Susquehanna doubling up Grove City on the scoreboard 14-7 thanks to the 72-yard blocked kick return by Keith Green III. Grove City had the ball at the 28, fourth down, 45-yard field goal attempt blocked, popped up in the air, and Green returning it for the touchdown. Grove City 192 yards in the first half, 116 on the ground, 76 through the air. So Susquehanna coming in, averaging only giving up about 80 rushing yards per game. With Wolverines having some success on the ground. Clayton Parrish 84 yards and a touchdown. Nico Flatty with 40. But hey, offense, defense, and special teams. And the Wolverines special teams have been so good this year. We've heard Coach DiDonato say multiple times about this being the best special team season that Grove City has had in terms of returns and coverage and protection and so forth, blocking kicks. Well, the tables were turned on the Wolverines in the first half with the blocked kick and making it 14-7, the lead for Susquehanna. And Susquehanna deferred its option to the second half, so likely the Riverhawks to have the opening possession of the third quarter.
Looking at some of the individual numbers, Clayton Parrish, 11 carries for 84 yards and a first half touchdown. It's been a Clayton Parrish cut of first half, 7.6 yards per carry for the fifth-year senior.
Yeah, he's really running well, looks fresh, and just really a real handful for the Susquehanna defense. And then he and Nico Flatty complementing each other well. Normally you see it's normally Flatty getting a few more of the carries, and Parrish kind of being the changeup. Today, they reversed those roles a little bit, and it's been a very effective tandem so far. Nico, by the way, going now over 1,100 yards on the season with those 40 yards in the first half.
Pfeiffer throwing the football 5 of 12, 76 yards. He was sacked once in the first half. Scott Frazier, 2 receptions for 43 yards. Daniel Sullivan, 1 for 28. Ryan Heckathorn, 1 for 5 yards. Jack Jolly, leading tackler for the Wolverines in the first half with 5. Ben Bladel with 4. For the Riverhawks, Ehrlich has rushed the ball 5 times for 33 yards, throwing the football 8 of 11 for 40 yards. His long completion just 9 yards in the first half.
Yeah, the Wolverines have done a good job of limiting the big play in terms of offense. The long play of the game, that 9-yard completion. Ehrlich had a 9-yard run also. Susquehanna, 25 plays, 94 yards, averaging less than 4 yards per offensive play. 54 rushing yards, 40 passing yards. And just 7 first downs, but an impressive drive to begin the game. 13 plays at 70 yards for Susquehanna. It used 7:33. Since then, it's been 12 plays, 24 yards for the Riverhawks. The Grove City defense has done a good job. Wolverine offense has moved the football, but they've not finished drives. Had the first drive of the game stall out, had the drive right before halftime stall out at the 30, and of course the blocked field goal. So 3 times the Wolverines have gotten to the Susquehanna 30 and have not scored. If the Wolverines can continue to move the ball and finish drives, have a great shot of winning this one. But give Susquehanna a lot of credit. They've bent but have not broken. And then the big special teams play is why Susquehanna is on top 14-7.
And you look, there's been 2 or 3 occasions in that first half where they just missed a big pass completion or a throw for a touchdown.
Yeah, they've been off just by a whisker, but they've been off. And, again, the wind certainly, I think, playing a factor in that. We've not seen Susquehanna really attack downfield with the vertical passing game. Everything's been underneath. We had the one shovel pass forward to Howes. All in all, Grove City's been, and that's Grove City. It's Grove City's not a dink and dunk offense. It's it's like the old Oakland Raiders, the vertical passing game. And today just has not quite been in sync. It's been close, and you have that feeling that they're going to hit one here in the second half.
So we are at the half with Grove City trailing Susquehanna 14-7. We'll take another halftime break. We will come back, look at the first half scoring summary, and we'll get you updated on what's going on in Wolverine athletics. Halftime, Susquehanna 14, Grove City 7 on the Wolverine Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/therightseat. That's safercar.gov/therightseat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home Walk Restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Take an ordinary putty knife and scrape off the old wax ring. Place the new wax ring over the flange, then line up the bolts with the bowl and gently set in place, making sure a proper seal is created with the flange and drain. Next.
Dad?
Yeah, sweetie.
Is that an old plumbing manual?
Oh, yeah, honey.
We really need to get some new books.
Right, do you want me to stop?
Nah, I kinda wanna know how it ends.
Okay. Tighten the bolts, line up the flushing valve to the opening in the top of the bowl, and secure the tank with a screwdriver and crescent wrench.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Alvin and the Chipmunks love to eat.
Who's hungry?
But even though you can't see or smell it, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
That's not good.
On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps.
We got this. This'll be a walk in the park.
Clean. Wash your hands and surfaces often.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Separate. Keep raw meats, poultry, and seafood separate from ready-to-eat foods.
Watch and learn, my friends.
Cook. Make sure an adult uses a thermometer to cook meat, poultry, and seafood to the right temperature.
Fire in the hole!
And chill. Refrigerate promptly and pack your lunch with a freezer pack or ice.
Bingo! Dinner! She's a serve! Yay!
Keep your family safe and check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
This is awesome!
Halftime continues here on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio. The Wolverines down by a touchdown at 14-7 here at the break, and a lot of other action going on across the Division III playoffs that opened up this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. The game of most interest here is, of course, whoever the winner of this one, who will they play in the next round? Well, it'll be either Endicott or Cortland State. And right now, halftime there at Endicott, which is in Beverly, Massachusetts, north of Boston. It is Cortland leading Endicott 17-10 at the break. So the winner of this one gets the winner of that one next week, site to be determined. Of course, Susquehanna defeated Cortland 38-35 back in week 3. Susquehanna was down 14 late, rallied to win 38-35. That game was at Cortland, so potentially, we certainly don't want that, but potentially a regular season rematch in the round of 16. Elsewhere in this portion of the bracket, late second quarter, Mount Union leads Alfred State 28-14. Winner of that game gets either Alma or DePauw. That also is a 10-0 versus 10-0 game. And at halftime, Alma with a 25-14 lead on DePauw. So the Michigan champs lead the North Coast Athletic Conference champions. Other scores, we'll just kind of work our way down from the top to the bottom in the top 25. Number 1, North Central leading Belhaven 7-0 early on. It is Wisconsin Whitewater leading Bethel of Minnesota 7-0 5 minutes into that one. Approaching halftime, Johns Hopkins leads Western Connecticut State 28-20. Halftime, an All-Virginia matchup, Randolph-Macon leading Christopher Newport 7-3. First quarter, Mount St. Joseph has jumped out to a 14-0 lead at Wheaton. Early on, Aurora and Coe, no score. Coe, of course, the alma mater of Marv Levy. And also Fred Jackson, the old Buffalo Bill running back. As we look further down here, Muhlenberg leading Lebanon Valley 14-0. Halftime, Union getting in as a Pool C selection, leading at Delaware Valley 17-6. And that's all we have in terms of NCAA playoffs at the moment. ECAC Bowls, W&J hosting the United States Merchant Marine Academy today, and approaching halftime, W&J is on top 32-14 on the Mariners. So W&J looking to get to 9-2. And also in action, the Grove City College women's basketball team hosting Geneva. We have a basketball doubleheader in the college arena today. Women at 1, men at 3 against Geneva. Right now, Geneva up 12-8 on the Wolverines in that one. And, of course, you can check out the video at athletics.gcc.edu. But a lot going on, of course, in Division III play and here at Grove City College and in the President's Athletic Conference.
A lot of action for the men's basketball team to start off the season as well.
Yeah, off to a 4-0 start, best start in a dozen years. They'll host Geneva today. Like this football game, it's a matchup of undefeateds. They're a little earlier in the season than we are here, but you have Grove City men 4-0, Geneva men 3-0. They're both 1-0 in PAC play. Grove City men 72-68 win in the league opener Wednesday night over Allegheny. Good hard-fought win. Chase Yarbrough led the way with 23 points. The junior guard out of Lidditz, Pennsylvania, Warwick High School. As they're 4-0, Geneva defeated Teal by 20 on Wednesday night down in Beaver Falls. So that's should be a lot of fun. Of course, Geneva is Grove City's most frequently played opponent in men's basketball. I believe it's the 184th all-time meeting today when they will tip it off at 3 o'clock in the Grove City College Arena.
And before conference play, they didn't always play 2 a year, right?
Well, for a long time they would play 2 a year, even when Grove City was independent. And Geneva was in the NAIA. Going back prior to World War I, they would play multiple times a year, and even in the 60s and 70s. And even when Grove City joined the President's Athletic Conference, Grove City and Geneva would still play at least once, sometimes a home-and-home, depending on how schedules worked out. So they played regularly, even though it was not a conference game, until 2007, when Geneva began its process of becoming full Division III and then joining fully a few years later. But a lot of memorable games over the years between those two teams, and good luck to the Wolverines this afternoon as they take on Geneva.
Yeah, it has been the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of action going on across the calendar for Grove City Athletics, and I know just how busy you have been the last few weeks.
As I say, it's been busy, but a good busy, as a lot going on. Of course, the Grove City women's soccer team competing in the NCAA tournament last week. They were the PAC champions. Cross country, the women's cross country team winning the championship, and then the women were 8th at the regionals last week, the Mid-Atlantic regionals. Lydia Bennett finishing 16th and earning all region for the 3rd straight year. Audrey Karwowski, the sophomore from Cannon McMillan, who's also very good in the 800, holds the Grove City track and field record in the 800 meters. She finished 49th, so top 50 finish for her. And the men's team had a really solid afternoon, too, taking 15th at the Mid-Atlantic regionals, which were held not too far from here. They were held at Lock Haven, which is a little bit west of here, last weekend. So a lot going on there. Swim teams in action today. They are at Rochester in a dual meet that started at 1 o'clock. So they're just underway there. And they will return to action after Thanksgiving. They will go to Grand Rapids, Michigan, to Calvin for the Winter Invitational there the first Thursday, Friday, Saturday of December.
It seemed like out of a stretch of about maybe 10 to 12 days where it was just one conference championship after another banner being raised.
Yeah, in fact, 2 in 1 day, the day in which the Grove City football team clinched the automatic playoff berth and the conference title. Earlier that day, the cross-country team, the women's cross-country team, won the conference title up at the Greenville Airport north of Greenville, so it worked out very well for Commissioner Onderko to be able to hand out the T-shirts and caps and everything there, and then trek down to Grove City later that afternoon. Of course, we were able to recognize the cross-country team at halftime of the football game. Just everything fell into place perfectly, and it's been a fun fall, and the winter teams are off to a good start. Swim teams have done well. Men's basketball, women's basketball. Tough loss in the PAC opener Wednesday night to Allegheny, 61-51, but wasn't for lack of trying. Wolverines 89 field goal attempts, only 12 turnovers, but did not shoot well, as evidenced by just the 51 points. But there's a lot to like there with the Wolverines too. They're still figuring some things out, still trying to get that ball through the cylinder a little bit more often, and looking to do that again today. Right now, Geneva's lead is 14-9 on the Wolverines with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. A much improved Geneva women's team, by the way.
Both teams out on the field going through their second half warm-ups. We'll take our final timeout. We'll come back, get keys to the second half, and get the third quarter underway on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
This is why you work so hard to pay the mortgage. Because home is more than 4 walls and a roof. It's that porch swing on a summer night. It's pajamas with feet and everybody over for Sunday dinner. And that old stuffed chair in the living room you just can't get rid of. This is why you work a second job. This is why you learn to fix things yourself, so you could save on repairs. Because home is your place, your memories, your family sleeping in their own beds at night. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. And now even more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE today. That's 888-995-HOPE. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov.
Good night, Mama.
This is why. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Football first to begin the second half. I mean, look at the Wolverine defense. Things had gone well in that first half.
Yeah, other than the first drive, Grove City has done a good job defensively, really limiting what is a powerful rushing attack. I think this first half of the third quarter, I think the key for both teams is don't get cute. You know, for Susquehanna, stick to what's gotten you to 10-0. That's running the ball and then using Ehrlich's legs and his arm off of that. And from the Grove City standpoint, keep doing what you're doing. You don't get out of your game plan. Your game plan is working on both sides of the ball. So I think if either team, there's a difference between maybe taking a chance and getting cute. Neither one of these teams are particularly cute teams. You wonder though, in being a playoff game, will a team think, hey, let's try and catch them off guard or something. Something like that could swing things against you.
And a lot of times in a game like this, especially in an early round, you'll see teams go to trick plays. And that's not what these two teams do. They come at you with what they do, and they execute it well.
Yeah, Grove City, since Andrew DiDonato's been head coach, I don't recall a trick play. Do you?
No.
And Susquehanna, they're not, I'm sure they have a play or two in the back of there, but they're not going to use them here. At least, it would be a surprise if they did something of that sort.
Keekly's kick is underway to begin the second half. Fielded at the 15. Cuts back to the 20 with a broken tackle across the 30. 35 block to the 40 to midfield 50. And he has stumbled up at the 35-yard line, lost his footing and went down. Otherwise, that would have been a kickoff return for touchdown for the Riverhawks.
Caleb Keekly got enough of them to bring him down, but a big special teams play at the end of the half to give Susquehanna the lead. And now a huge run back and nearly taking it all the way. Keekly, the touchdown-saving tackle, but it will be 1st and 10 in Grove City territory at the 32. Now, remember what I just said? Maybe you take that back. Maybe here's where you try a flea flicker or something because of where you're starting out. You have momentum. Maybe you go for the shock play here.
14-7, Susquehanna leading Grove City. Just underway here, third quarter. Bring a receiver in motion. They will give the ball to Grabowski. And Grabowski able to push the pile forward for a nice gain on first down of about 7 yards. It sets up a second down and short for the Riverhawks that will work from left to right here in this afternoon's third quarter.
I believe they're going to say the knee hit, so they're going to move it back to the 27. So still pick up a 5, but certainly Grabowski, who had a tough time getting going in the first half, a good run for him in on his first carry of the second half.
And just 22 yards. Did have the one touchdown on their first scoring possession. Second down and 4. Single receiver to the left, 2 to the right side. Grabowski gets the handoff, had a hole open up, and then Ryan Fleming there to put him to the turf at the 25-yard line. Going to bring up a third down and a little more than 2.
Yeah, the hole was there, and then as Grabowski started to cut upfield, it just collapsed quickly thanks to Ryan Fleming. Fleming, who, of course, was a pass-rushing specialist when he came to Grove City, played a lot of outside linebacker, moving inside this year. And, you said, well, it's a linebacker, but inside, outside, so many different things going on. You're playing in the fighting off blocks and so forth. And Fleming has just had a great year at inside linebacker and making a really nice play there, putting the Riverhawks in third and a short 3.
2 receivers to each side of the formation. Ehrlich alone in the backfield, does have a wing to the right. He'll look to throw. Now steps up into the pocket to run, and he's going to be hit, and he's going to be knocked down. The ball came loose, but they'll say he was down at the 24-yard line. It's going to bring up fourth down for the Riverhawks.
Kobe Bonanno got his hands on him and yanked him down, and then Fleming knocked it loose, but the shin or perhaps even the knee, but certainly he was down. And the field goal unit will come out here. No hesitation from head coach Tom Perkovich. He'll send out his outstanding kicker, who's the leading scorer on the team coming this year, Colasurdo.
10 of 15. This will be a season long, as his longest coming in was 40 yards. Snap down, kick all the way, has plenty of distance, and that kick is good. So able to get the early field goal to push the lead to 10 with 12:28 to play in the third quarter. Susquehanna now with a 17-7 lead.
Good job of the Grove City defense after being put on a short field by the long kick return to hold them to a field goal. Makes it a 10-point game, obviously 2 scores, but a lot of time left. And I think a win for the Grove City defense there. Did not, the drive began at the 32, did not give up a first down. Now a chance to get that offense back out there. An offense that's been moving the ball well. But, again, you have the weapon at the kicking position that Colasurdo is. Coach Perkovich knowing, hey, I can get 3 here. I can go up 2 scores. And obviously he drilled it and had plenty of leg on it. Again, the way the wind, we've seen the wind today affect some passes and stuff. It's a couple of the kickoffs, but really didn't affect that field goal attempt at all.
So Colasurdo will be set to kick the football away.
That should be a Dominic Bourgeois doing the kicking off.
Okay.
I just wanted to say Bourgeois, but he is the kickoff specialist.
So he has the ball teed up at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Colasurdo wears the traditional kicker number 16. Bourgeois wearing 92. Apparently they didn't have a lineman that wanted it.
I've seen a lot of high numbers for kickers in the last few years.
Yeah. Well.
He'll approach the football. End over end kick. This is going to be Guida from the 5. Straight up the field across the 10, 15 to the 20. And it's still on his feet down to the 25-yard line. That second effort got Joey Guida about an extra 5 yards. And a little bit better field position for the Wolverines.
And good job by Guida. 2 arms around the football, hit in traffic, spun, and as you said, picked up a few extra yards. And just psychologically, the difference of starting at the 25 as opposed to the 21 or 22. Again, it's only 3 or 4 yards, but just psychologically, being out at the 25, makes you feel just a little bit better about your starting position.
12:21 to play, third quarter, 17-7. Susquehanna leading Grove City. 2 receivers go to the right. Tamburino in motion. They give the ball to Nico Flotti on first down. Avoided a big hit in the backfield and then was able to spin upfield for a couple of yards. Turned what could have been a loss into about a 2-yard gain.
Personnel change for Grove City. Ryan Lenhart lining up as the 3rd wide receiver instead of Daniel Sullivan. Of course, Sullivan, the deep threat, 5'10", 160. Lenhart, 6'4", 250. In a lot of ways, like having a tight end lining up in the slot and then bringing him in and on that play. Now he will go out. Sullivan will report in and line up to the wide side.
11:45 to play.
And then Susquehanna with almost like hockey line shifts, like they're getting the PK unit out there, Mark.
And substitutions on both sides. Second down and 8. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Pfeiffer to throw, and that pass is going to skip and fall to the turf incomplete. His arm got hit as he tried to follow through on the throw. It's 3rd down and 8.
And I don't know if he maybe hit his hand on a helmet too. I mean, he was hit. Certainly, he is kind of flexing and trying to get he's holding his elbow, so maybe he got hit on the funny bone. But that throw certainly just went right into the ground. So now 3rd and 8 for the Wolverines. Grove City 2 of 6 in the first half on 3rd down.
Trips to the right, single receiver to the left side. The tailback now to the left of Logan Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer takes the snap, looks to throw, steps into a shot downfield, pass caught, 1st down, Wolverines. And all the way out to about the 38-yard line. That is a 1st down plus a couple of yards. And the reception moves the chains for the Wolverines.
Finding Ryan Heckathorn out there, covered by the freshman cornerback Ben Fleming. Wolverines recognized single coverage on the far side with both receivers. They doubled Frazier over the top on the near side. Heckathorn went past the 1st down marker.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the
3rd down conversion here early in the 3rd quarter.
1st and 10 for the Wolverines from their 38-yard line. Working right to left here in this 3rd quarter. Play clock rolling down. Pfeiffer takes the snap. He will hand the ball to Clayton Parrish, who barrels across the 40 and down to the 41-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of about 3 yards, set up a 2nd down and 7. Clock rolling, 10:35 to play here, 3rd quarter. Wolverines looking to answer the Riverhawks score in their opening possession to start the 2nd half. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. Pfeiffer play action goes underneath. Frazier made the catch at the 45-yard line. They'll give him the 46-yard line.
Stephen Williams, the cornerback, 6'1", 195 out of Baltimore. That's a good matchup. Frazier, 6'4", 200 pounds, very physical receiver. Williams has been able to match that physicality. Now 3rd down and 2 upcoming.
And they're playing press on the outside, but off on the slot last couple of plays. So 3rd down and 2, under 10 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter. Single receiver going to go out to the right side. That's Scott Frazier. Clayton Parrish is the running back. Parrish gets the handoff. Drives over a man across the 50 into Riverhawk territory and down to the 48-yard line with another Wolverine 1st down.
Grove City just going with the extra linemen, the 2 fullbacks, and coming right ahead. There's a Parrish approaching the 100-yard mark. That'll put them over 90 for the afternoon, and the Wolverines have a new set of downs just past midfield.
Right back to the line. The single receiver in Frazier inside the hash marks to the right side. Parrish going to remain the running back. Fullbacks both shift to a strong side left. Parrish gets the ball. He's going to run that way. Broke through a tackle across the 45 and falls down to the 43-yard line. He was a shoestring tackle away from a big gain.
Drew Robinson, leading tackler on the season, leading tackler in the game for Susquehanna, able to get him down. But Parrish, good vision there. We're kind of hugging that outside where Vinny Lepre, essentially what Vinny is lining up as a tight end on the left side. He's the outside guy in what is a 6-man offensive line, and the 7th man is the split end Frazier. And Parrish ran right off of his backside, cut up field, and Robinson, the weak side linebacker, coming over to make the stop. Susquehanna, they're staying that bear front. They have the 2 ends and the nose man covering the guard and center.
Pfeiffer gives the ball to Clayton Parrish. Parrish across the 40, down to the 39-yard line, close to the 1st down. Might be a little bit shy, and looked like Pfeiffer changed the play late coming to the line of scrimmage after looking to the sidelines, made a little bit of an adjustment, and almost got the 1st down.
Yeah, the tendency for Grove City is they'll go a lot of times to the strong side with that. They went weak side that time and get it into 3rd and very short.
Parrish remains the tailback. Pfeiffer under Brungart, sends Tamburino in motion. Stretch handoff, Parrish will push the pile ahead, gains a yard, and has the first down. So again, that moves the change with another run for Clayton Parrish for a first down.
And he's now over 100 yards officially today. Be 16 carries for 103, waiting for the XML to update, but he's over 100 yards. And he's looked good today too. I mean, not that, but he just looks very fresh out there today.
Tamburino in motion. Pfeiffer takes the snap, looks to throw, goes downfield. Frazier made a great catch at the 30-yard line. He had his defensive back boxed out perfectly. Made a nice sliding grab.
The defensive back had a handful of jersey there. I mean, you could see the 3 being stretched there. The catch is good. Well, if you're the Wolverines, you wouldn't mind having the penalty there for defensive holding. Would have been 10 yards and a first down. Instead, it's 2nd and 3. But a good job by Frazier to fight through the contact and the impediment. Or impediment, I don't know what either way. He was held up, but he made the catch.
Single receivers to each side. Heckathorn lines up as a wing to the right side. Flotty, the tailback. Nico gets the handoff, slices off a defender, stays on his feet across the 30, and they'll give him down near, looks like near the 27-yard line. And that's good for that's close to a first down. They're going to say just a little bit shy.
Well, that should be a first down. Yeah, now they'll move the chains. So they were, I think, they were making sure, and there's nothing wrong with making sure, but now the chain gang doesn't want to go, but the head linesman saying, come on, boys, let's go. But first down for the Wolverines, 16th first down of the afternoon for Grove City.
6 minutes, 10 seconds to play, third quarter, 17-7. Susquehanna leading Grove City. Wolverines have the football on the move. Give the ball to Clayton Parrish, and this time Parrish ran right into the arms of Jake Schultes, the senior defensive end.
And a flag at the end of the play. Referee throwing the flag. And was there something additional that was not necessary?
Number 50 on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
So Schultes came through and made the tackle, but then Cam Noble, the nose tackle, is going to be called for a personal foul. That's half the distance and an automatic first down. The first penalty of the day on Susquehanna is a big one. Instead of 2nd down and 11 or 12, it's 1st and 10 down to the 14, 15-yard line. They'll put it just inside the 15. I didn't see a lot there, so but the referee was right there, right behind the play. That flag came out.
So 1st and 10 for the Wolverines from the 15-yard line. Single receiver Frazier going to go to the top of the formation. They give the ball to Clayton Parrish. Cuts between the hashes, stays on his feet, spins his way to the goal line, and in for the Wolverine. Touchdown number 2 for Clayton Parrish, and touchdown number 15 on the year.
And number 54 in his career, Clayton Parrish. You saw all of Clayton's skills there. The power. He has more speed than you think. A little bit of niftiness as well. Balance, 17-13. Clayton Parrish, what an answer by Grove City. That touchdown drive.
So Keekly will come on to attempt the extra point. 44 of 47 on the season. Otwell, good snap. Gutierrez gets it down. Extra point on the way, and it is good. 5:36 to play, third quarter. Susquehanna 17, Grove City 14 on the Wolverine Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
I don't believe it. My savings are gone.
Okay, think. Where'd you have them last?
I was home, then I spent them on that vacation in this tiny suit of armor. Now they're gone.
Weird. Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free ideas on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org. Oh, I broke his little gauntlet.
Oh, no.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Clayton Parrish, second rushing touchdown of the afternoon. Cuts the Riverhawk lead to 3 at 17-14. And now Keekly will come on and kick the ball back.
13 plays, 75 yards on that drive. The Wolverines capped by Clayton Parrish's second touchdown. Parrish now 18 carries, 115 yards. Wolverines have rushed for 153 yards today against a defense that gives up about half of that per game this year.
Kuechly with the ball at the 35-yard line, ready to kick the ball back to the Riverhawks, who have two returners back deep, standing at their 5-yard line. Kuechly runs up on the football. This one, a short kick that is going to be fielded by one of the upmen at the 30. And that got dropped right there by Shea Aiken, coming up there to make the stop defensively on the special teams.
Steven Seibert, backup linebacker. You see a guy wearing 53, kick it to him. And Wolverines doing that. And still good field position for Susquehanna, but considering how the last kick went, the way the wind is swirling, identify that guy up there that may not be used to handling the football. Seibert did a nice job. Caught it, didn't try to be a hero, got it upfield, not out of bounds, but good job by the Grove City kicker Kuechly.
Two receivers go to the right side. To the left side. Red tight end will go in motion. Ehrlich takes the snap, hands to Grabowski on first down, and he's going to be stood up right at the line of scrimmage. And Jason Minch comes up celebrating after that stop.
Minch coming off of the corner, that hybrid position, the dog. Safety linebacker, and he dogged him on that play, bringing him down for no gain. Jason Minch, talk about a guy, maybe a guy that's been, a bit of an unsung hero this year. He's played multiple positions, has done very well. Just a real glue guy, real Swiss Army knife. Fabulous junior year for the Bethel Park High School product.
It set a diamond formation up to the left, single receiving to the right side. Ehrlich at Grabowski in the backfield. Ehrlich to throw, pressured from the backside, looking downfield. He's going to just be able to get upfield, kind of stretch the football out for a couple of extra yards. This will bring up a third down and long.
Good pursuit by Jack Jolly, inside out, coming from the middle linebacker spot, able to push him out of bounds. So they'll get a couple, but now third and it's going to be 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Riverhawks. Susquehanna today, Mark, 1 of 5 on third down. Of course, a couple critical fourth down conversions earlier in the game. 3rd and 7, it's you have to keep an eye on Ehrlich, maybe getting out on the perimeter here, using his legs.
Twins to the left, single receiver right side. They're going to bring that right side receiver in motion to the left. Play clock down to 2 seconds. Ehrlich to throw. Steps into a throw downfield. Receiver came open, made the catch at midfield, and is spun down right there at midfield by Bowden Davidson. And a last-second blitz pickup kept that play alive for the Riverhawks.
Good job, good route design there. Herb, the inside receiver, went deep, and that allowed Buchter, who's had a big game this afternoon. Buchter came underneath, found the spot in the zone, and Riverhawks convert. They have the ball literally in the middle of the field, east, west, and north, south, right at 50 in the middle of the logo.
4 minutes and 4 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Ehrlich at a pitch it to Grabowski. Try to step past Ryan Fleming, who reached out and pulled him down back at the 49-yard line. Even closer to the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and long for the Riverhawks.
Seemed like the timing on that was just off as Ehrlich got the snap and then paused, and then next thing he knows, Ben Bladle's in his face. He pitched it to Grabowski, and then the rest of the Wolverine defense there, as you said, Fleming there on the stop for the loss of 2. That time just Susquehanna, it just didn't seem like everybody was on the same page there. Wolverine defense was on the same page.
2nd and 12. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to play here, third quarter. 17-14, Susquehanna with the lead. Ehrlich to throw, drops back, sets up the catch to the receiver, broke off of one tackle, stayed on his feet, and got down near the 35-yard line for a first down for the Riverhawks.
It was Howes making the catch. Now he is down on the near sideline. Jack Jolly tackled him from behind, but Howes is down and in some distress. So they set up the screen on the near side, and good blocking both from the receivers and the linemen getting downfield. He had not just a lane, he had an alley going upfield and down to the 30, about the 35 or thereabouts. We'll put it on the 35 after that pickup. But right now, the obvious concern for Susquehanna's leading receiver on the season, the outstanding junior Kyle Howes.
Came in 58 catches, 780 yards, and 9 touchdowns on the year. And being tended to right in front of the Riverhawk bench near the 30-yard line.
7 catches for 54 yards today for him. Now he has been helped to his feet, and getting a drink of water or the sports drink, and looks like he's going to probably be back out there in a few plays, but tangled up and came down the sideline here, but he's on his feet on the near side. But we'll see what Susquehanna elects to do here. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. We've had this timeout, this stoppage for the injury. Again, you always think in the back of your mind, is this where Susquehanna takes a shot? Susquehanna really has not attempted a deep ball all day. It's all been screens or underneath. Maybe this is the time where we're at the 35. They take a shot.
Trips to the left, single receiver to the right side. Running back is to the left of Ehrlich. Ehrlich takes the snap. He's going to keep the football, hesitates, and he's able to work his way forward for a couple of yards on 1st down. As had a blocker out in front, but Grove City took care of that quickly.
They faked the handoff. It looked like the zone read. Normally the running back goes one way, quarterback goes the other. That time he faked the handoff and then followed the running back upfield. That was the lead blocker, but the Wolverines diagnosed it quickly and hold Ehrlich to 2.
2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. 17-14, Susquehanna leading Grove City. Single receiver to the left. Ehrlich has a running back about 2 yards deep behind him. Tight end will come in motion, set on the left side. Ehrlich going to look downfield, and that pass falls incomplete. And the Riverhawk faithful looking for a flag, but there is none on the field.
Gabe Dunlap, good coverage, got that inside arm around to knock it down. Was there a little contact from the back? Perhaps, but they've let them play today. The one pass interference that was called on Grove City was pretty obvious, and that time you had Dunlap, tight coverage. You said got the right arm in there to knock it down, and it's 3rd down and 8. Of course, Susquehanna, a 3rd down conversion already on this drive, a 3rd and 7. This is 3rd and 8, and they are probably on the outer fringe of field goal range here. Looking for more, looking to add on to this 3-point lead.
Slot right receiver goes in motion, now twins to each side. Ehrlich back to throw. Going to step up, and he's going to be dropped right near the line of scrimmage.
Jordan Karcheski collapsing down, brings him down for no gain, maybe even half a loss, perhaps the first sack of the day for the Wolverines. Of course, 34 sacks, PAC high, 34 sacks this year for Grove City. We'll see how it is scored. Either way, it's 4th down, and the offense stays on the field for the Riverhawks.
Under a minute and a half to play here in this 3rd quarter. 17-14, Susquehanna. They're going to have Ehrlich the quarterback. Grabowski is the tailback. Pair of sophomores in the backfield. Grabowski is to the right of Ehrlich. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. 4th down and long, and Ehrlich's going to quick kick this ball away. And this is going to be checked up and downed right about the 1-yard line. And he just kind of quick kicked it away, and they're going to move it up to the 4-yard line now.
Which is considerably better, but still not good if you're a Wolverine fan. But a nice job. Ehrlich got it away and playing the field position game. And it's not often, you see it certainly at the high school level. You'll see it in the pros. You don't often see games like this in college football, the way it's played, the way the rules are. But this is a running, defense, field position type game today. And Coach Perkovich knows that he has a good defense. Yes, Grove City's moved the ball, but he's thinking, you know what, I don't think Grove City can go 96 yards against my defense. So playing the percentages, and Grove City now coming out from its own goal line with the goal line offense out there.
Clayton Parrish, the tailback. Logan Pfeiffer under center. Tamburino in motion. Parrish gets the handoff on 1st down and twists his way across the 5. And he's going to push the ball out near the 6-yard line.
And nice job. You just want to get some breathing room. The big thing for Grove City here, get a 1st down as we're in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Grove City bringing Bobby Benton in as an extra lineman. Brock Carroll was in. He checked out. So kind of as they say, a new dress on the old girl. Extra lineman, but Nico Flatty in the backfield.
Play fake. Pfeiffer looking to throw. That pass is going to be caught by Frazier, who gets across the 15 down to the 17-yard line, and there is the first down you were looking for.
Get that first down. We're going to go to the quarter break now. It looks like down to 13 seconds to go, but a nice job, Grove City, bringing the extra lineman in, giving the run look, going play action, finding the favorite target, Scott Frazier, for a first down, and Grove City will have a new set of downs when we begin the fourth quarter.
After 3, it is Susquehanna 17, Grove City 14 on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Get set to begin the final 15 minutes.
Quick update for you. Grove City women's basketball. Wolverines leading Geneva 41-34 at the half. Clara Hannon, who works in the press box for me, 10 points. I gave her no pointers, but she has 10. The fire alarm went off during the second quarter of the game, so they had to take everybody outside and then resume action. But you can sound the alarms here. We're going to have a great fourth quarter. This has been a terrific small college football game between two outstanding teams. Beautiful day. I don't think you could find a better scene for college football at any level than what we've had today here.
They will run it to begin this fourth quarter. And slicing his way across the 20 and down to the 21-yard line. It's Nico Flotti on the carry. (17-14) Susquehanna, 3-point lead.
Get you an update on the Endicott-Cortland State game after this play.
Wolverines from their 21-yard line. Riverhawks showing some pressure. Now they'll back off as the Wolverines check with the sidelines. Two receivers to the left. Single back in the backfield. Nico Flotti gets the handoff again. And Flotti able to get forward, try to reach the football out for some extra yards, but they'll put him down at about the 23 and bring up a third down for the Wolverines.
Going to be 3rd and 4. Benton will check out Sullivan in. Endicott and Cortland State, they're late in the third. Cortland leading 20-10. The game at Endicott. Winner of this one plays the winner of that one next week. Site to be determined.
So 3rd down and 4 for the Wolverines. Two receivers left. One to the right side. That's Sullivan, the freshman. Flotti remains the tailback in the backfield. Play clock to 3 seconds. Pfeiffer to throw. Looks downfield, ball popped in the air. Incomplete, but the flag comes in on Frazier. It was a little late, but the flag did come out.
Stephen Williams was all over him. He was hugging him as if he hadn't seen him in 10 years. So it'll be an automatic first down at the spot of the foul for pass interference. Susquehanna fans don't like it, but much like the Grove City pass interference was obvious, that one was, I think, plain as day. Williams, both arms wrapped around him, and Wolverines will get a first down at the 27-yard line. For Grove City, that is the 19th first down of the afternoon.
So Clayton Parrish checks into the backfield. Burnett and Tamburino, the fullbacks. Parrish gets the handoff, and Clayton drives the pile across the 30 down to the 31-yard line, and getting good yardage with Clayton in the backfield on first down.
Yeah, and winning on first down. It's one of those things you hear coaches talk about or analysts, and when you can get to 2nd and 6, and then the Wolverines are very comfortable 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, but they're winning on first down, not being in 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. So now 2nd and 6, you can run if you want, but you can pass. You don't have to pass.
Play clock to 18 seconds. 2 receivers to the right side of the formation. Pfeiffer to throw. Try to get the inside slant, looking for Frazier, and another flag comes out onto the field.
Yeah, field judge throwing that one in, and Stephen Williams trying to plead his case, but again, he's all over him. And when the ball's in the air, you can't be grabbing at the guy like that.
So 2 pass interference penalties on the Riverhawks on this drive, giving Grove City 2 first downs and helping them get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Yeah, and we talked about how that the matchup, the physicality between the two has been so even, but as things have gone here, it's fourth quarter, Frazier's starting to win that. Williams getting a little bit extra aggressive, and it's resulted in 2 penalties and 2 first downs.
So 1st and 10, Grove City out to their 37-yard line. Both fullbacks slide strong side to the right side. Parrish is the tailback. Clayton gets the handoff. This time he was submarined under and falls forward for a very short gain. It's 2nd down and long.
Shane Quast coming through. That's one of the few times where we've seen the Wolverines not winning at the point of attack. Quast, a really nice job. Fought off the block and then cut down Parrish. No gain on the play.
11:54 clock rolling here in the fourth quarter. 17-14, Susquehanna leading Grove City. Frazier and Heckathorn will go to the left. Nico Flotti, the tailback, 2 yards deep behind Logan Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer to throw it on play action. Has time. Steps into a deep shot downfield. Looking for Frazier. And that's just about a yard too far out in front of him and incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Grove City had the post from Heckathorn. Frazier on the go route. 2 men. The safety went with Heckathorn down the middle. Frazier was open. Pass sailed just a bit. Would have been a big gainer. Instead, it's 3rd down and 10 for Grove City, down to 11:29 to go.
Wind has not been as big a factor as it was in the first half. Flags to our right, not moving. Flags to our left, just a little. It's 3rd down and 10. Trip to the left, single receiver to the right side.
I got a hunch here. Ryan Lenhart in the Riverhawk logo midfield.
Joey Guida, the running back. Play clock had run down to 0, and the Wolverines just did.
Yeah, so the timeout, Grove City just was obviously not everybody on the same page. Maybe got a look that they didn't realize. You take the timeout here, although with 3-point game, 11.5 minutes to go, the timeout's so critical here. But this is a critical play too. I mean, it's if you don't convert on 3rd and 10 here, you then worry about down the road. But huge play here in this game coming up now. If you're Susquehanna looking to get off the field, a couple penalties have allowed the drive to continue. But 3rd and 10, and you know that Susquehanna, they have the extra defensive backs out there. They're going to be probably 6-7 defensive backs, the pass rush specialists out there. It's going to be a real challenge for the Grove City front 5 here, especially with the 4 receivers. So now it's a 5 linemen, and then your running back, which is Joey Guida, who does a good job in pass protection.
So it's 3rd down and 10, 11:29 to play here in the fourth quarter. Grove City comes back to the line of scrimmage, same look, trips to the left, single receiver Sullivan to the right side. Joey Guida is to the left of Logan Pfeiffer. Play clock now down under 12 seconds. Pfeiffer to throw, steps up in the pocket, hit as he throws, and the pass falls incomplete near midfield. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 10.
Susquehanna, it was cover 0. They blitzed 6, man-to-man coverage, and they said, we're going to get to you before we can get it off, and a good job getting the pressure up the middle. And the Grove City, for the first time today, will punt with 11:24 to go.
So Bear Bay to punt, averaging 36.2. A kick with a long of 47. C.J. Otwell, fifth-year senior out of Laurel, Delaware. Good snap, shoulder high. Barabay gets the kick away. High spiraling kick, drives the returner back inside the 20. Wolverine special teams there to make the play. Several Wolverines there to drive the returner down. That's great coverage downfield and a nice high punt by Barabay.
You saw it get up into that wind and just took off. Cole DeFilippo down there, Michael Walliser, Seth Rosenberry, three of the stalwarts on the Grove City kick returns or kick coverage units. And Howell's a great punt returner, a very meager run back. It'll be put down at the 23-yard line with 11:11 to go here in the fourth quarter.
17-14, Susquehanna, 3-point lead and the football.
Of course, all the pundits and those that follow Division III football, everybody predicted this is going to be a tight game, which it has been. So many times you see all that, and then it turns out to be a dud of a game. Not the case today. It's been tight throughout, and 11-11 to decide who goes on to the round of 16.
Ehrlich has a single back, Grabowski behind him. He'll turn, fake it to him, drop to throw. Now feeling the pressure. He's got his eyes downfield, looking downfield. And he's able to break a couple of tackles and get across the 30 and out to the 32-yard line.
Wow. Ehrlich again, talking about how slippery he was earlier. That should have been no gain or maybe even a loss. Instead, he's able to twist and turn upfield and get 9 out of that. That's just a terrific play by a guy that's made a lot of terrific plays all season long for Susquehanna. And the difference between on this drive here where Susquehanna is looking to burn up some clock and protect this lead, the difference, it's not just the 9 yards, but just what that does and how deflating that can be for a defense.
Grabowski now moves to the right of Ehrlich. Two receivers to the left. Tight end comes in motion opposite direction. Grabowski gets the handoff. 2 hands on the football. And he's able to just get enough for that first down to move the chains for the Riverhawks.
Don Magliacco down and run support from the strong safety position, forcing him back inside. Good job, but Grabowski not needing a whole lot gets the yard for the first down, and we'll go under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Under that 10-minute mark with trips to the right, twins to the left, Ehrlich alone in the backfield. Bladel kind of showed some pressure to the outside to the left. Now he'll come to the right side. Grabowski goes in motion. They fake it to him. Ehrlich's going to keep the football, cuts back across the 40, and dives out near the 44-yard line with a first down for the Riverhawks.
There's a Grove City man down. I believe it's Ryan Fleming who is down and at his lower left back or right above the left glute. He's reaching there. I'm not sure. He reached back to make the tackle, and so he is going to be tended to by head athletic trainer Rick Hawk. Coach DiDonato will come out and check on him also. But, Ehrlich, another if Susquehanna is going to hold on and get the win, certainly the blocked field goal with a minute to go in the half, that's a huge play. But a couple of these plays by Ehrlich scrambling around, or in this case off a quarterback in the zone read, his running ability has been such a detriment. Again, he's not ripping off 30, 35 yards, but when he's getting 8 instead of losing 4, that's a net of 12. And you do that over the course of a couple times here on this possession and earlier in the game as well. We're talking about quite a bit of field position.
So off the injury stoppage, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Riverhawks from their 44-yard line. Going to empty the backfield, send 2 receivers to the right and 3 to the left side. Ehrlich, plenty of time, play clock down to 25 seconds. He'll take the snap, stand in the pocket. He's going to throw underneath. Pass is going to be caught to the 48-yard line and then driven back there. We'll give him the 49-yard line.
Buchter again on the catch. Sorry, Mark. His 4th catch of the day. Cole DeFilippo, who's in for Fleming, at inside linebacker, made the tackle.
So gain of 5 sets up 2nd down and 5. We go under 8:45 to play in the fourth quarter.
Ryan Fleming jogging over on the far side. We may see him back in here pretty soon.
Slot receiver, right side, goes in motion, right to left. Ehrlich back to throw. Pumps, has time. He'll roll out to the right side. Now he's able to turn himself upfield and dive for the first down marker. Got just enough of a block to spring him to get to the edge and get near the first down. He's going to be about a yard shy.
He's a yard short. Ben Blado knocking him out of bounds. But again, Ehrlich doing a good job. Bryce Spolnick getting pressure up the middle. And Ehrlich able to get out there. As you said, he got a key block on the perimeter. May have been Hershey peeling back to, when we say peel back, oftentimes you think, that's an illegal play. But he came back and was able to execute a legal block to get Ehrlich a few extra yards.
3rd down and 1 for the Riverhawks. Grabowski is the deep tailback, 2 yards behind Ehrlich. Bringing the tight end in motion. Ehrlich's going to fake it to him, keep it, and he got hit right at the line of scrimmage and driven back by a pair of Wolverines. It's going to be 4th and 1 for the Riverhawks.
Jack Jolly, Trevor Beck high-load him down. Ehrlich did not see them coming. It's been so hard to get him square up a hit on him. And that time the Wolverines driving back and they may have lost about a foot or so. So now 4th and a long yard upcoming for the Riverhawks as we are halfway through the 4th quarter in this 3-point game.
4th and 1. Howe's going to go to the right side. Ehrlich has Grabowski behind him. Now House comes in motion. They give the ball to Grabowski, and he is right near the marker, and I don't know if he got it.
I think he has it from where they're spotting it. Grove City bench thinks they've stopped him, but now the referee will come over and eye it up. It looks like he has a first down. They're going to bring the chains out.
They are, and that's not something we see a whole lot anymore.
I don't know. Have we seen the chains come out all year?
I don't think
10
so.
games.
No, 10 I don't think so. In 10 football games.
10 and 7/8 games, the chains are going to come out. And what a time for the chains to be coming out here. I think he has it probably by maybe the nose or about half a football.
They will back everyone away from the football. Bring those chains out. Stretch it out. Okay, maybe a second time. And by the nose of the football, it is a first down.
I was hoping I was wrong. I was going for the reverse whammy there by saying I thought he had it, but I guess I was right, unfortunately. But, it was you could tell just from where the spot for the head linesman coming in. It was close. And, hey, good job by the officiating crew. Take time. Let's measure and be sure. And they come out, and it is enough for the first down.
7 minutes, 8 seconds to play here in this 4th quarter. 17-14, Susquehanna leading Grove City. Wolverines have a pair of timeouts remaining. Ehrlich, 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. Has Grabowski next to him. Play clock now down under 12 seconds. Takes the snap, gives it to Grabowski, running to the short side. He was able to get about 2 yards and then driven way back on a good open field tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Gabe Dunlap came down, broke down, hit him at the thighs, wrapped him up, and drove him back. So it'll be a gain of 2. This drive mark, by the time this ball is snapped, will have burned up over 5 minutes of 4th quarter clock. Began at the 11:11 mark. Now we're under 6.5 minutes to go in the 4th.
So 2nd down and 8, 6:20 to play in the 4th quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 3 to the left side. Ehrlich alone in the backfield. Play clock now down under 10 seconds. Grabowski now going to move to his right side as Ehrlich drops the throw. Going to go to his check down receiver. That is the running back out of the backfield who falls down at the 41-yard line. And the clock will continue to run now under 6 minutes to play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and a long 5 for the Riverhawks. Susquehanna with all 3 timeouts. Grove City left with a pair. 1 receiver going to go to the right. Trips to the left side. House goes in motion to the right. Ehrlich to throw. looking downfield. That pass is going to be caught across the 30 and down to the 29-yard line.
Buchner again, his 5th catch of the afternoon. It seems like every catch he's made has been of great significance. And just on the crossing route, had the drag coming underneath. He was going from outside in, step on the defender, and another 3rd down conversion here on the drive for Susquehanna. Riverhawks now 3 of 9 today on 3rd down, but that's a biggie there.
Down to the 29-yard line and under 5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. 2 receivers go to the left. Grabowski is to the left side as Ehrlich drops to throw. Going to roll to the wide side, going to run to the wide side, and he is going to dive downfield for a couple of extra yards and just able to make something. When the secondary takes the downfield away, he's always able to pick up 2, 3, 4 or more.
Yeah, and more importantly, I think at this point, stayed in bounds, clock continues to move. It's down to 4:19 to go, so a drive that will have used up 7 minutes now. And this will be the 12th play of the drive upcoming. The clock is Susquehanna's favor, or Susquehanna's friend, up 17-14.
And we've got movement up front. That's going to be 5 yards. Somebody came across and made contact for the Wolverines.
And Jordan Karcheski, he came across and then he put his hands on his helmet. So now a free 5 for Susquehanna. Grove City's 4th flag of the day for 23 yards. This has certainly been a very pretty much penalty-free. Just 4 flags on Grove City for 23 yards. Susquehanna 3 for 24. .401, clock now rolling under 4 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Ehrlich looking to the sideline, has Grabowski with him to his left side, 2 receivers to the left. Grabowski going to run to the outside, now cuts back inside and is able to drive down to the 15-yard line, and another Riverhawk 1st down. Of course, the 1st down, now 3 more plays, 40 seconds. They can use up another 2+ minutes here. We're down to 3.5 minutes to go. Grove City's going to certainly strongly consider using those 2 timeouts here in this series of downs, but all of a sudden Susquehanna, now that finish line's starting to get pretty big, up 3 and at the 15-yard line. So we have to defend the run, but maybe Susquehanna takes a shot to the end zone here and looks to put it away.
3 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the game. 17-14, Susquehanna leading by 3 and running some time off the play clock, down under 10 seconds.
At this point, Wolverines, you have to get a turnover, a strip, something like that. Hold them up, rip it out of there.
Ehrlich's going to keep the football, and Ehrlich's going to be tripped up, and he's going to lose about a yard. And it's going to be a little more than a yard, closer to 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Down to 2:40 to go. This drive now approaching the 9-minute mark. Championship caliber drive here from Susquehanna. Very old school. No, Joe Onderco here from the PAC office. He worked at Westminster back in the days. Joe Fusca was there. He would love a drive like this, where you're able to burn up clock, move the chains, nothing fancy. Wolverines need to come up with a takeaway here.
2nd down, a little closer to 12 yards. Receiver goes in motion, give it to Grabowski, running middle. Ryan Fleming there to make the stop at about the 16-yard line, and Grove City will use their 2nd timeout with 2:06 to play here in the 4th quarter.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 coming up out of the timeout. Grove City will have the 1 timeout remaining. You have to think the ball was going to be in Ehrlich's hands the whole way. The ball's going to be on the left hash mark. He, of course, is a right-handed passer. Right-hand passer. I'm guessing they're going to roll him right, give him the run-pass option. If there's a safe pass to be made, one of the tight ends sliding into the flat, make that. Otherwise, I'm thinking it's going to be more let him, and then if you're going to go down, don't go out of bounds, stay down, make Gross use the timeout, and come out and kick the field goal. But I'm guessing for that, then if you're Grove City, you know what? Keep them from getting to the 5-yard line, or make them make a 4th down decision.
So the Wolverines down to 1 timeout. Riverhawks have all 3 with 2:06 to play in the game, in a 3-point game, 17-14. Susquehanna with the 3-point lead. Wolverine defense back on to the field, led by that front of Karcheski, Bonanno, and Spolnick. Third down and 11 for the Riverhawks. Send the man in motion. Grabowski gets the handoff, and he's going to be stood up at we'll give him to the 14-yard line. And Grove City going to use their final timeout with 1:58 to play, so only 4 seconds off the clock.
Good job, Kobe Bonanno, then Jack Jolly. So now 4th and 10, 4th and 9 at the 14. 31-yard field goal. This field goal makes it 6. Touchdown extra point still beats you. Going into the wind. First down puts it away for Susquehanna. Interesting decision here. You certainly have a very reliable kicker, but on the Grove City side, they've blocked a couple kicks this year. You have with Bladel coming through. Remember the blocked PAT down at Waynesburg, blocked a field goal against Westminster last year. And I believe they're going to send the field goal unit out there as we see the holder Eddie Nugent coming out there now. The kicker following him, so Susquehanna will at least send the field goal unit out. I wonder if they may try something tricky here, or something where maybe you motion a guy, you have everybody up, then everybody goes down onto a stance and wants to try and get somebody to jump, get a free 5 yards, and then go for it. That's something, and then that's something to perhaps consider here.
Calasier to 11 of 16, a long of 40. They'll put the knee down at the 21, make this a 31-yard attempt. Good snap. Nugent gets the kick down, has the distance, and it is just good inside the upright with 1:55 to play here in the fourth quarter, and the Riverhawk lead is 20-14.
Drive that used 9+ minutes with the Grove City defense, much like Susquehanna in the first half. Bent but didn't break. The Grove City defense kept the Wolverines in this. You have 1:55 to go, no timeouts, but of course on offense, the clock stops on a first down, stops you go out of bounds. You have the spike too. So the Wolverines have, 1:55 is a lot of time. Big thing on this kick return, no penalties.
And we'll see, do they kick to Dunlap here with the way he's returned the ball, leading the PAC in kick returns on the season. It'll be Joey Guida, Gabe Dunlap back to return this kickoff. Wolverines now going to drop the second line of the return team inside the 30-yard line. Dunlap at the 5, Guida at the 10, and the ball fell off the tee, and we'll have to do it again.
Charlie Brown can appreciate that.
It is the right time of the year for that.
It certainly is. Thanksgiving next Thursday. One of these teams is going to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day. Next 1:55 will decide that. And it'll be Bourgeois to try it again.
Got the ball back up onto the tee. This one is away, and it'll be Dunlap at the 4, across the 15, 20, to the 25, to the 30. Took a big hit and was able to drive forward for a couple more yards out near the 32-yard line.
All right, 68 yards to decide who's going on. A good run back for Dunlap, and that was a classic Gabe Dunlap kick return. Got it, headed upfield, didn't, east-west or anything, north-south, found the lane and out to the 32. So 1:49 left. The Wolverines down 6.
Sullivan to the right side. It's Frazier and Heckathorn to the left. Flotty, the tailback, on first down. Pfeiffer to throw. Going to go downfield. Pass is going to be caught by Frazier down to the 40-yard line, and the Wolverines want to go. Right up to the line of scrimmage. Pfeiffer again takes the snap. Fires. Sullivan made the catch. Broke free of it, the defender, and dove down to the 50-yard line. And that'll stop the clock at 1:27 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Good catch by Sullivan. Broke a tackle. Got upfield. Wolverines at midfield.
Pfeiffer takes the snap, play fake. This is a deep drop, going to look down the middle. Heckathorn made the catch inside the 30 and down near the 26, make it the 27-yard line. First down, stops the clock, 1:14 to play.
Gain of 23, Heckathorn on the post pattern down the middle.
Clock will now run as we approach a minute to play. Piper's pass, that's going to be batted in the air and incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. Stops the clock at 1:03 to play in the fourth quarter.
Josh Parson getting his hands on it. Susquehanna is, they are not playing the prevent defense. They are bringing heat every play. That time Parson didn't get to Pfeiffer but batted it down. Second and 10 with 1:03 to go in regulation.
Frazier and Heckathorn to the left, Sullivan to the right side.
Keep an eye on Sullivan. There's not a lot of safety help on the near side, Mark.
Play clock under 15 seconds. Pfeiffer takes the snap, will look to throw. Going to fire to Frazier. Frazier made the catch, got down to the 21-yard line. Down to 55 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter.
Third and 4.
45 seconds to go in this third down play. Pfeiffer to throw, looks for Sullivan. That ball batted in the air and incomplete. It'll bring up fourth down. It'll stop the clock with 40 seconds.
All right. Fourth down, 4 yards to get it. Have to get to the 17.
Fourth and 4 at the 21-yard line.
Season coming down to this, perhaps.
Sullivan to the left. Heckathorn and Frazier go to the right side. Play clock is at 10 seconds. And now the Riverhawks use a timeout with 40 seconds and fourth down and 4 coming up.
Susquehanna still with 2. So a chance to regroup, see what Grove City's coming out in formationally. Now, no doubt they're going to have special attention on Scott Frazier. You know, they've had the corner Williams pressing him and a safety over the top. Green has been over the top probably 90% of the time today, if not more. And when Grove City's been in that formation with their base offense, 3 receivers and the H-back. 4th and 4th to 21, and they've been bringing a lot of pressure. You know, they've been bringing 5 rushers a lot here, and then pretty much going man with the double on Frazier.
We'll have to see what the Riverhawks elect to do here. Fourth down and 4. Both teams ready to break their huddles and come to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they thought it would be the game of the day in the Division III playoffs, and by golly, it has been.
It'll be Frazier to the left side. Heckathorn slot to the right. Sullivan outside of him just by the numbers. 4th and 4 for the Wolverines. Play clock down under 15 seconds. Pfeiffer takes the snap. Looks to throw. Looks for Frazier. Made the catch. It's a first down for the Wolverines. Down to about the 12-yard line. That'll stop the clock 35 seconds.
They came with the all-out blitz again, and Frazier got inside of Williams. Down to half minute to go, 1st and 10 at the 13.
Pfeiffer to throw it. Takes the snap. Looking downfield. Into the end zone. Flag on the play. Pass was rolled incomplete, but we do have a flag thrown behind the play.
It's thrown by the back judge. Are they going to get Fleming with a hold? The officials get together. I don't know if it didn't look like there was a lot there, Mark. They've
got a huddle of officials, and one of the Riverhawks pleading for offensive pass interference. We'll have to see what the call will be.
And let's see. They continue to get together. Back judge now talking with the referee. The back judge is the one who threw the flag. I think they're going to wave it off. So I can't. I think that's the right decision. That's the right call. And in this case, you know, they've let them play all day. You know, it better be obvious. That was not obvious. There's 2 guys battling. Season on the line. Let them play.
Second and 10, 22 seconds to go in the game. 20-14, Susquehanna with the lead. One receiver to the left, two to the right side. Pfeiffer takes the snap, looks to throw, looking into the end zone and knocked away at the last second and incomplete. Looking for Heckathorn, and it got knocked loose in the end zone. There's 18 seconds to play, and it'll bring up third down.
That was a win on the coverage that time. Now 18 seconds to go, and of course the other thing in the back of your mind, the clock 18 seconds. Okay, it's third down. If you don't get the first down and you're down in the field of play, I mean, you have to hustle and get off one last play. And it's going to be certainly a time crunch.
Frazier to the left, Heckathorn slot to the right side. Sullivan outside of him. Play clock now down under 10 seconds. Pfeiffer takes the snap, drops back, steps up, looks end zone. That pass skips low and incomplete. It's fourth down with 13 seconds to play.
Pfeiffer slow to get up also. So 13 seconds to go. And again, Wolverines 1 fourth down conversion on the drive. And now the season on the line. Ryan Lenhart will check in. Joey Guida in also. 4th and 10 at the 13.
Trips to the right side. Frazier to the left. It's fourth down. Guida is the tailback. And now the Riverhawks will use a timeout. 13 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. So they'll be left with one timeout. Wolverines could get a first down. Will they have enough time to get up and either spike the football or run a play with just 13 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter?
That's the other thing. If you do get the first down, you have to be along the sideline and then get out of bounds. That would give you one, maybe two cracks at the end zone. But it is 4th and 10, but it's essentially fourth and goal. Without a timeout, the clock would stop on a first down, but Wolverines have to get it to the end zone here on this fourth down.
Wolverines break the huddle. They will come to the line of scrimmage. Scott Frazier will be the receiver to the left side.
Frazier, 8 catches, 86 yards today.
To the right side, it'll be Lenhart, Heckathorn, and Sullivan with Joey Guida, the tailback. Fourth down and 10, 13 seconds to play. Guida now moves to the left of Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer back to throw. Has time. Looking back corner of the end zone. Looking for the end zone. And what is the call? Touchdown! It is a touchdown for the Wolverines with 7 seconds to play in the fourth quarter.
Ryan Lenhart, 6'4", 250, making the catch to tie it at 20 with 7 seconds to go. Ryan Lenhart, first catch of the day. How about that to make an appearance?
So Kuechly on for the extra point. Otwell to snap. Gutierrez to hold. Kuechly for the extra point. Snap down, extra point on the way, and the kick is good. 7 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 21-20, Grove City leading Susquehanna. 7 seconds, the Riverhawks have one timeout remaining. Unbelievable catch by Ryan Lenhart in the back of the end zone, had the defender draped all over him, and he did a great job to complete the catch and follow through to the ground for the touchdown.
He got those big mitts on it, was not letting it go. Logan Pfeiffer showing the guts of a cat burglar to throw that pass. Pulls it down in the back of the end zone. We talk about his physical gifts, 6'4", 250. He's not going to run away from anybody. Big, strong hands, and using that frame, the length, getting the foot down in there, defensive back draped all over him, looked like a little brother battling the big brother. And Ryan Lenhart, wow, to make it 21-20 with 7 seconds to go.
So Kuechly will come on and kick the football away. Pfeiffer to Lenhart for the tying score, and Caleb Kuechly comes on and Conley knocks through the extra point, well executed by the special teams. Otwell, Gutierrez, and Keekly getting it done.
You love having a guy like C.J. Otwell, fifth-year guy, Aiden Gutierrez, senior, captain, having those guys, those critical roles. And Keekly, you know, I'm sure in the back of mind, hey, they blocked one. But guess what? Blocked that out. Kicked it. It's beautiful.
So Caleb Keekly has the ball teed up at the 35-yard line. Two returners back deep at the 10-yard line. Keekly going to pop this one up, and they're going to lateral the ball back around the field a couple of times to 3 to 2. And once this tackle is made,
he's down. He was down.
He was down back at the 20-yard line, and they will blow this play dead. And the Wolverines, oh boy, moved on to round 2 of the playoffs. The first postseason win in program history, done in fine fashion at the end of this game. The Wolverines come on the road, and they beat Susquehanna 21-20 for the first postseason win in the D3 tournament in school history.
What a heck of a college football game today, Mark Means.
Oh, boy.
And I said everybody thought it would be a tight game, and to win it at the end, the touchdown pass to Lenhart, this Grove City team that has shown, you know, such resilience. Susquehanna, a heck of a football team, a heck of a football program. You know, and it's trite and cliche to say, but neither team deserved to lose today. Susquehanna played terrific football. You talk about, you know, there'll be games, you know, there are games on TV tonight and next week and so forth or whatever. You won't find a better embodiment of what college football is all about than what we had here today in Selinsgrove, Mark. Attaboy, Jake Whitmer, Brian Herrick. Brian Herrick, the good luck charm. We're 11-0. We should have hired you 10 years ago.
Coaching staff coming through from the press box upstairs.
But you think the atmosphere here today, the crowd, the weather, you know, they got the not a lot of leaves left in the trees. It's fall. It's kind of crisp, but it's a nice day. Two teams so even, just battling tooth and nail for 60 minutes. And this Grove City team, you know, when we were talking with Coach Donato, and we talked during the week, what were the comparisons? Well, they're a lot like Case Western Reserve, a lot like Carnegie Mellon, a lot like W&J. Well, Wolverines beat Case in overtime, beat CMU by 7, beat W&J by 7. Today, again, a similar type game. Wolverines were down 17-7 at one point. Mind you, down 10 points. Came back, battled back, hung in there. The defense was on the field for over 9 minutes on that drive. Susquehanna looked like they're going to put away the game. The Wolverines, it's kind of like in boxing. It was getting the 11th round. They're in the corner. They're wobbling. They get out of the round. Bell rings. They come back. They land a haymaker right before, you know, at the end. 2 fourth-down conversions on the last drive. Logan Pfeiffer, 15 of 30 today. Maybe not statistically his best game, but he's the starting quarterback on Grove City's first ever NCAA playoff win. The Wolverines are going to be practicing on Thanksgiving. They're going to be playing next weekend somewhere. Last update, Cortland was up on Endicott. I don't know how things would play out, but if it's Cortland lost to Susquehanna. Grove City has the win over Susquehanna's 11-0. Maybe we're at Thornfield. Who knows? I mean, you never know with what the NCAA will do, but don't care. If we're on the road, I'll get a rental and I'll find the keys. So I will tell our listeners. Yeah. So I got a rental for us to make the trip, and I couldn't find them this morning, so Dave Ferris had to drive us. And thank you, Daniel Graham, here for some post-game press conference stuff. Mark, I'm beyond. I'm just so. I'm so emotional, so happy, so frankly a little stunned. Just what a victory! What a gutsy effort today by Grove City and Susquehanna too. Hats off to them. It's a heck of a team. Heartbreak. It's going to stick with them for a long time. But the Wolverines, when the chips were down, when the crucible was at its hottest, the Wolverines came up with the last big play of the game.
And the passing game really hadn't clicked really well all afternoon long, but when it needed to, at the end of the game, when it needed to, when they had to convert and make big plays, they were able to, and it was, catches. It wasn't just one player stepping up. It was multiple catches by multiple players. And you mentioned Lenhart, only one catch in the ball game, but it's the only one that mattered, the most because it tied the football game up. And then Kuechly just steps up and knocks the extra point through. And you get out of here with the 1-point victory at 21-20.
Yeah, my phone's blown up with texts of people watching and listening, and you think about, and I mentioned that Amy was watching down in Florida, and she said, it was very prophetic. One of the mottos of the football program is 440 forever. 4 years of football, 40 years of working your faith forever. Well, Grove City had 4th and 4 with 40 seconds left. Some people believe in that, some don't. I'm tempted to believe in that. But either way, whatever it is, the Wolverines got it done on the road and are going to the second round of the playoffs. Hey, this wasn't a case of the Wolverines just being happy to be here. Sometimes you see that, teams, we're happy to be in the playoffs, whatever. Wolverines came here, knew they had a great shot to win, came here and got it done against a terrific opponent. I can't say enough about the Susquehanna team. You can see why they're number 9 in the country.
No, that's a very good football team. I actually had somebody say to me, since we were here today, we'll find out whether your team is ready to compete or they're happy to be here. Those guys were ready to compete from the time they got off the bus.
Absolutely. And came out and to come here and get the win is just fabulous. If I start balling here, I don't care. But the other night, somebody had asked me about, what's the most memorable moment of the season? And you go and you think back of all, 10 games, kind of a Rolodex of games, and certainly the W&J game, the Case overtime game. Well, they're all moving down the list. Number 1 was right here.
I believe I asked you that on my show on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Well, and other people have asked that too, but it's like, okay, you think about it, there's a lot, and now
here come
some
the
celebration.
fans.
Yeah, so.
They lined up at the fence, and they patiently waited.
Yep.
They waited till Coach got a chance to speak to his team, and I love that the fans know you'll have your moment, but let the team and the staff have theirs first, and they did.
Just what a great game, and really what it come down to, and it's football 101. Run the ball, stop the run. Grove City, 167 rushing yards today against a defense that allowed about, 80 a game? And holding Susquehanna, who averages 240 a game, to 103. Certainly a big thing. Grove City, 24-14 edge in the first downs, 344 to 190. Hold Susquehanna, who averages over 420 yards a game, to 193. Heck of a job by the Grove City defense in a game where there were no turnovers and just 7 total penalties. This was a very clean football game. Grove City didn't finish some drives. And I know you were thinking it. I know Dave was thinking it. I know I was thinking it. You're coming down thinking, boy, 3 drives stalling out inside the 30 and had the blocked field goal. All of those things you're thinking, 20-14 game, that's really looming large. Well, guess what? They had one last opportunity to finish, and they finished it, getting the touchdown on 4th down. There was no tomorrow. Pfeiffer found Ryan Lenhart, who is 4th on the team in receiving. It's not as if he has been the primary target a whole lot this year, but in man coverage, they had Frazier doubled. Susquehanna brought the heat. Pfeiffer had some heat on his fastball. And the big guy from Shenango High School, Ryan Lenhart, makes the catch. And how about Caleb Kuechly? To come back and have the mental fortitude. After having a kick blocked earlier, that field goal that would have given Grove City a 10-7 lead, said turned into a 14-7 Susquehanna lead. To have the fortitude to go out there, knowing that, the magnitude of the extra point. It's to win the game. He did that, and then the Pooch kickoff. I was, frankly, a little surprised that Susquehanna went to the laterals right away on the returns, maybe get a few yards upfield, then either take a shot to the end zone or then do something. Instead, Grove City is moving on to take on Cortland State or Endicott. I'll see if I can get us an update there, Mark. I don't know what to say, but we'll have a long car ride to talk about it. We may have another long car ride next week. Maybe we'll be at home. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, I believe. But the important thing is we're playing, and that game is over. Cortland has defeated Endicott 23-17, so the Wolverines will play Cortland either in upstate New York or the friendly confines of Thorne Field.
I don't think it matters. This team would go anywhere to play that game.
Absolutely. We're playing football. We're practicing on Thanksgiving. That's really cool. So
yeah, I mean, look, we kind of talked about it on the way up here. The history that has happened athletically in this program and in sports in general for the Wolverines, over the last decade plus, and winning a postseason game in basketball and winning 4 ECAC bowl games in a row. But they're in the second round of the Division III playoffs, and it was one of those where you don't just enjoy the fact that you have the opportunity to make it to the field of 32. Obviously, you enjoy it, but this was a business trip for the Wolverines to come here to win this football game, to come to Selinsgrove, knowing that they had a chance to compete and win this football game and move on to round 2, and that is exactly what they are going to do.
My phone continued to blow up here, getting DMs here left and right. And I'll have to go down for the post-game press conference stuff here. I'll let you guys figure it out.
Okay.
Well, what you guys are going to do, go on as long as you want. I'm going to have to go downstairs for the post-game presser and stuff.
Where is that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's down there somewhere.
Okay.
If you go through the track and up the stairs, it's the first door on the right.
Okay.
All right. So let's take a break, Dave. We'll let Ryan head to the press conference. We'll run down stats, wrap up everything, and we'll join you there.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do there, but
we'll watch and we'll enjoy it.
Sounds good. I'll do that, and then we'll get some other interviews and stuff on at athletics.gcc.edu, our Instagram. That'll all be here. So just tune into that. We'll let you guys do the stats. You figure it out. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. But Mark, we've enjoyed a lot of special things together.
This is at the top.
Woo! Unbelievable. Unbelievable to do this today. There's already there's some Twitter stuff already. They have the video up there from one of the one of the social media accounts there, so you can see it there. But hey, we're moving on. So if you guys sign off before I get back, thank you. Talk to you next week.
Absolutely. Let's do this all again next week. Wolverines move on to round 2, 21-20 over Susquehanna. We'll take a break, come back, look at those final numbers on the Wolverine Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio.
I'm Sally, a volunteer at United Way. I'm asking people around the neighborhood what they think this place needs. Excuse me, hi. What do you think this place needs?
I'd like to see more parking.
More playgrounds.
Free movies.
That's easy. Better restaurants.
And you, what do you think this place needs?
This place? Oh, more ice cream trucks.
Okay. How about you?
Wi-Fi everywhere?
I was thinking more money in the pockets of local families come tax time.
Can I change my answer?
I was just kidding about the ice cream.
Oh, that's way better.
Now that you mention it.
When it comes to getting better tax refunds into the hands of local families, what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org. Because great things happen when we live united. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
This is the news. This morning, we are saluting the 2.2 million women who have joined in the war effort. They now make up 37% of the workforce, changing their role forever.
The prestigious Harvard Medical School is breaking ground today, opening its doors to new female applicants.
Today, little girls all over the world look to the sky, where the first woman is now in space.
Military stereotypes are challenged today with the trailblazing promotion of a U.S. female officer to 4-star general. It was just announced that the vast majority of last year's doctorate degrees were earned by women.
We've come so far, but our news is changing for the worse. More women die from heart disease and stroke than men, even though it can be prevented. Make a change at GoRedForWomen.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you still ride your skateboard to work, there's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control of my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million bucks. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown-up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
We are wrapping up the first win in the D3 football tournament in Grove City College history. An unbelievable come-from-behind victory, 21-20 over the Susquehanna Riverhawks here this afternoon. Recapping scoring, Riverhawks got out to the early lead. It was at the 1:46 mark of the first quarter. A 13-play, 70-yard drive took over 7 minutes. Grabowski's 1-yard touchdown run, the extra point, gave the Riverhawks an early 7-0 lead. Clayton Parrish at the 12:48 mark of the second quarter, capping a 7-play, 78-yard drive that took 3:52, the first of 2 for Parrish. The Keekly extra point tied us up at 7. 1:21 to go in the first half. Green III blocked a Keekly field goal, returned it 72 yards for a touchdown. The extra point gave the Riverhawks a 14-7 lead at the half. Susquehanna came out. The Riverhawks drove down the field. Colasardo's field goal from 41 yards out capped a 4-play, 8-yard drive after getting a short field. And it was 17-7 in favor of the Riverhawks. Clayton Parrish at the 5:36 mark of the third quarter, a 15-yard touchdown run, capping a 13-play, 75-yard drive that took 6:45 off the clock, and the Wolverines cut the lead to 3 at 17-14. 1:56 to go in the game. Colasardo's 31-yard field goal capping a 16-play, 63-yard drive that took 9 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock, making it 20-14 in favor of the Riverhawks. And then with just 7 seconds to play, it was Logan Pfeiffer to Ryan Lenhart from 13 yards out, capping a 11-play, 68-yard drive that took 1 minute and 42 seconds off the game clock. Keekly was able to knock in the extra point, and the Wolverines would then kick the ball off to the Riverhawks, who had multiple laterals before one was down, and the final seconds worked off the clock. A 21-20 win for the Wolverines here on the road. Final numbers, team-wise, Grove City, 65 plays, 344 yards. Susquehanna, 51 plays, 193 yards. Grove City, 5 of 12 on third down, and Susquehanna, 3 of 10. Grove City, 4 of 5 on third down. Susquehanna, 3 of 4. Grove City, 2 of 2 on fourth down chances. Final individual team numbers for the Wolverines. Clayton Parrish, the fifth-year senior, 21 carries, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 5.8 yards a carry. Nico Flotti, 13 carries, 53 yards. Logan Pfeiffer had 1 carry for -8 yards. Pfeiffer through the air, 15 of 30, 177 yards, 1 touchdown. He was sacked 1 time. Leading receivers, Frazier, 8 catches, 86 yards. Heckathorn, 3 catches for 39 yards. Sullivan, 2 for 39. Ryan Lenhart, 1 for 13 yards, and the game-tying touchdown with 7 seconds to play in the game. And the individual tackle numbers, Jack Jolly, what a season, Jack Jolly has had. And he showed out in the playoff game here this afternoon. 12 tackles leading the way for the Wolverines. Ryan Fleming finishing with 8. Ben Bladel with 7. Bowden Davidson with 5. And excuse me, but we don't have a lot of voice left in this one. What we do know is Grove City will play Cortland. Whether that is in New York or whether that is in Grove City will be announced by the NCAA tomorrow afternoon. We will let you know on all of the Grove City social media outlets where round 2 will take place. Like was explained at the beginning of the post-game show, Susquehanna earlier in the year beat Cortland. Cortland has now beat Endicott, so there is a good chance the Wolverines could be at home for round 2 of the D3 playoffs at noon next Saturday. Obviously, nothing is official. We will find out when the NCAA lets us know. We're going to wrap things up right now here from the facility at Susquehanna. Big thank you to the athletic and the support staff. Great position, great view. This is a fantastic athletic program. We appreciate everything they did for us leading up to and during the game. Wanted to say thank you to all the great support that we get from our Grove City family, President McNulty, Athletic Director Todd Gibson, Coach Donato, Coach Rowe, everybody. We appreciate everything. We look forward to going on, and as Ryan said, they will be practicing on Thanksgiving. For our ownership group from Western Reserve Radio, Jim Craven, Dave Ferris is sitting to my right. He's done a lot of football games with me over the last 20 years, but probably never seen me react like that in a game, riding with us, driving us last minute, producing the last 2 weeks' games, and for my partner for the last 13 years, Sports Information Director Ryan Briggs. The Wolverines move on to round 2. 21-20 over Susquehanna on the Wolverines Sports Network and Western Reserve Radio. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.